Collins and Jeremiah Elliott.
Welcome everybody to episode 22 of the Good Stuff podcast. And this thing says I should let you know that I'm recording, guys, so for not legal snags or whatever. But yeah, you listen to episode 22. I don't know what the title of this episode is called. It may just be called Haha Ryan, I Told You That It's a Sequel, Not a Reboot, but maybe it'll be a different one. But as always, I am one of your hosts, CK Helms.
And I'm Zach Bandit, I think.
And I'm Oprah. No, I'm Jeremiah Elliott.
And this is Jeremiah's first official episode as a co-host. So welcome, dude.
Thank you.
Hooray.
It's good to be here. I love that you announced me on the show the week that I couldn't be here. I thought that was a really bold move.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I just want people to know that you're just now a co-host. So, I mean, we'd already officially done it, signed the contract and everything, so.
Well, what we're slowly doing is we're phasing out Ryan.
Apparently, because he's not here.
Ryan's been out for like the last 3 episodes, pretty much. So,
I mean, if you think about it, he left like in the middle of last week's episode. The week before that, he passed out in the middle of the episode and then left near the end of it. And then this week, he's just not here.
But we got to keep the punching bag, though.
I think what it is that he can't take it. Like he just all these years of being tormented by me, and now it's just gone too much because I've gotten everybody that comes on the show. I think Taylor's was the worst, man. Did you listen to the Endgame special episode with Taylor?
I haven't yet because I just saw Endgame, so.
Okay, Taylor is so mean to him. Like, he just, like, I hate that guy. He's like, I hope he just dies in a fire. And I was like, bro, I know we rag on him, but that's a little intense.
I saw that message. I was assuming that it was a callback to something, but I thought it was very aggressive in the chat that you told him to die in a fire. I was like, that's probably a callback.
No. Ryan told Zach to die in a fire.
Oh, that's what it was.
But it was a callback.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we still don't know if Ryan knew that you were joking about being a Trumpster or if he thought you were seriously a Trump supporter. He was just like, yeah. I hope you die in a fire. Dear God. I mean, my family are Trumpsters, but I don't hope they die in a fire. Jesus Christ, Ryan. But no, Ryan's sick. That's why he's not here today. He's not dying in a fire. He may just be dying from sickness, but it has nothing to do with fires, and we're not trying to phase them out. That I'm going to say on air, at least. But yeah, so episode 22, which is brought to you by Blind Bandit Productions. If you want to hear more about Blind Bandit Productions, all the things that we're up to, you can go to the website, blindbanditproductions.com. And you can see stuff about our comic book that we're getting worked on, which we have an artist, right, Zach?
Yep, we have an artist, and he also just made our new logo, which should be up maybe tonight.
Cool, yeah. That's awesome stuff. I've seen it, and it looks pretty good. And so, yeah. But we're also on a lot of social media pages, because why not? Everybody's got social media. Facebook, we have facebook.com/The Good Stuff Podcast. Then Instagram, Good Stuff Podcast. And then the Twitter, we have, what's that one, Zach?
It is Good Stuff for Real, the number 4. Or if you want to find our production company, that's BBP for Real with the number 4.
And Blind Bandit Productions is also just Blind Bandit Productions on Facebook, I believe. I'm not really for sure what exactly the Facebook address is. I find it awesome that all our social media pages, they're all different. None of them are the same. The slash thingy they're all different because
that's why I love mine. I was able to, like, even on PlayStation Network, Instagram, Twitter, I'm just Papa Bojangles on everything, and I couldn't believe that it was available. But
yeah, I know that. I noticed that even on your Twitter and stuff, it was because I tagged you when I tagged you on the Instagram post,
yeah,
and then the Instagram posts go to Twitter, and it tags our Twitter
because it was the same
profiles.
name, so it auto
did, but
Yeah.
mine did the same thing too. Does the same thing as well. So, but it doesn't tag just the same thing. It's because your Twitter, I guess your Twitter's connected to your Instagram.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, that makes more sense than me being famous.
Yeah. Not just because it's the same name. You literally could have had like a different Twitter handle, and it would just put the different Twitter handle. It's just because they're connected. Because I had an old Twitter connected to my Instagram, and I completely forgot about it until one day I made a post on Instagram, and it
got
it
really embarrassing when you saw @pplover.
Yeah, and I didn't want anybody to know that. So I don't even use that account anymore. But guys, you can also find us on a bunch of platforms if you want to listen to all the past shows, like Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and YouTube. I knew there was another one. I knew there was like 6 main ones, and then of course all those apps that combined and find podcast, like the one that you talked about before. Castbox. Yeah, see? Any of those things, if it finds podcast, you can basically find us anywhere but Pandora, which pretty soon, because I think you gotta be on there 6 months, do shows before you can get on Pandora. So just a couple more months or like a month, and we should be on there. So
yeah, we're gonna be alive that long. I mean, still gonna be doing this.
I don't know. It's like Ryan doesn't listen to this episode and hunt us down, but we all know that Ryan doesn't listen to the episodes, so we'll be fine. But yeah, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. We've been playing intro bender here, so we start off the show with notable releases. And notable releases for this week, you got 2 movies coming out to theaters tomorrow, Friday, May 24th, depending on when you listen to us, May 24th. And the first one's Aladdin, which I don't know about you guys, but I've enjoyed most of the Disney live action remakes that I've seen. Some of them are hit and miss, but I've enjoyed, especially the Jungle Book. The Jungle Book was so good.
Jungle Book was really good. I enjoyed Beauty and the Beast, except for the new songs. Like, you can't add new stuff to the original music, but yeah, Beauty and the Beast, Jungle Book, those were both good.
But yeah, Beauty and the Beast, the Gaston song, seeing that in live action was amazing.
That was awesome.
Josh Gad is amazing. So that was probably the best casting of Josh Gad as what's his name, LaFleur or whatever. I don't remember what the dude's name is.
I don't speak French.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
I'm pretty excited about Aladdin. I know that I've gotten a lot of hate for Will Smith being the genie, but I really don't care.
I understand the reserve of him being the genie, but he's gonna do fine. I think it's the same thing going on with what happened with all the Jokers. Everyone complains that so-and-so is the best Joker, the only Joker, but everyone does fine. And that's going to be like the Will Smith versus Robin Williams genie. Is you're going to complain and then watch it and go, oh, no, he did great.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Why are you complaining Robin Williams is dead? I mean, he's gone. He can't be the genie. You do know that, right?
Right, yeah. It's not like he was replaced.
Yeah. I mean, if he was alive, they probably would have got Robin Williams to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, though, you can't expect just because someone has passed away that they can't redo Aladdin because Robin Williams is dead. What?
Right.
If they're redoing, they're pretty much making live action versions of every single one of their Disney movies. So, like,
I don't know if I mentioned this, but I read something that I think that's actually in Walt Disney's will, is that every 10 years or so, they have to remake every movie so the newer generation of kids get to enjoy it for the first time again. And I don't know if that was, we might have to Snopes that, but I read something like that, and it sounds right based on things getting released, but it also could be a thing made up because of things getting released.
Oh yeah, I may look that up and see if that's a thing, because I didn't know that. So, I mean, I guess you can only remaster and put out on Blu-ray and whatever a movie so many times before you're like, you know what, let's do something different. But
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I think it's a good idea. And people are like, why do they have to remake this? They're out of ideas. Guys, there's only like 11 movies out there. Okay? There's 11 stories that just get told in different ways. Basically.
Yeah.
If you break it all down to what the core of the story is, there's like 11 stories that get told. They just get told in a different way, different characters and whatever. I mean, but as far as broken down plots, we're just making the same stuff over and over again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, but I mean, I've enjoyed it. I'm super excited about Aladdin. I'm super excited about Lion King. I don't care. I don't care what people have to say.
I'm seeing Aladdin tonight, so I'm excited for that.
So you can let us know next week what you thought about it.
Yep.
What I thought was weird is now you really can't trust reviews anymore. And you really can't trust IGN reviews because it's not Call of Duty. Then they're not going to give a good score. And
Did you tell them the comment that you saw?
I'm about to say yeah, am I echoing?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Anyways, as I was saying, IGN was they gave like a 6 or something to Aladdin, and they said that it followed the original too much. That was some of the complaints. But then it said that the reviewer says in there that they like how they stuck to the original a lot. Then they said that they liked the new stuff that they added. I'm just confused why you contradicted yourself in your review.
Yeah. Well, that what upsets me. This is what upsets me about all movies in general, like period. Everything. It started out with I think Death Note is when I started to notice it. Is when the Netflix original Death Note came out, everybody hated it because it didn't follow the anime. Well, the anime is 2 seasons long. It takes like 9-10 hours to watch the whole thing. And it's like, go into these movies, and I'm speaking to the audience here when you go see Aladdin, is go into this movie to watch this movie as it is without thinking about the original one as best as you can. Because that is the way that we need to watch movies, and that's how they're presented to us. It's not something trying to compete with your nostalgia. It is trying to revive that nostalgia of something that you loved in the past. And then you can judge the movie based on what was given to you and then say, I loved it as a kid, I love the new one as an adult, and just live your life from there. And that's my soapbox on these remakes and stuff like that.
Well, I'm gonna go on with that and change it up just a little bit to talk about this, because there's a rumor going around that Tom King, who is a writer of, I know this is completely has nothing to do with Aladdin, but I just want to talk about this real quick. That Tom King is writer of the Batman comic book, is leaving after 85 issues when he's supposed to have like 100 issues or whatever. It's just rumor, hasn't been confirmed or anything like that. But I've talked a lot about Tom King on my CBU CK segments and how amazing his run has been. Several times I've talked about Batman and Heroes in Crisis and stuff like that. Tom King's has an Eisner Award for his work on Batman.
Yeah.
So, which is it's basically the Oscars of comic books.
Yeah, Pulitzer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's the top award, and there's a lot of when they posted this yesterday, it was like Superhero Hype or something page that I follow, and they posted that, and all the comments were all these people talking about how his Batman wasn't the Batman that they like, and how he did this in the comic book and stuff. And I was like, just people hating on it. And I've never noticed, I had heard people comment, I see comments all the time that people are hating on anything and everything. This goes back to the Aladdin live action thing. But the thing is, people, and here's what it is: it's like, well, this isn't the Batman that I read back in blah blah blah, or they should be doing these stories like we've seen. These new Batman stories are blah blah blah, and they're stupid because they're not like the old things. Listen, if you want to read the old shit, go read the old shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so sorry. Do you want to see the same thing over in this with the Aladdin thing? Do you want to see the same thing over and over again, or do you want someone to take liberties and give you something new but use the same characters?
Right.
Why do you want that? Why do you want to see the same thing over and over again? Why do you?
It's so you can complain about it being, it's just a straightforward remake, because that's what would happen if it was word for word, shot for shot, but just with live action. They'd go, it's the same thing as a cartoon. So you can't please everyone, and you also can't please anyone, apparently.
Yeah, it's just dumb. It's just dumb because if they did it one way, they're gonna have everybody's gonna bitch about it, and if they do it another way, they're gonna bitch about it. Guys, shut up! You don't have to get on in the internet and comment on everything and become some internet keyboard warrior. Because at the end of the day, you ain't gonna say that to someone's face. You're just gonna type it on Facebook because you're protected behind your anonymity.
Yeah.
So just stop. Just stop, please stop.
But at the same time, if it ends up being a bad movie, fantastic. More power to you. But don't say it's bad because it's not as good as the original. Just take it for what it is.
Right, and then I wish people would do that a lot more about other things too, which let's not get into this discussion. Let's just move on.
We could do a whole episode on that, yeah.
We should do that. We should do that one day. But let's move on.
Don't forget Superman Origins coming out.
Oh, one real quick on just one more thing on the Aladdin thing on the IGN review. Since Zach mentioned that, I just saw the best comment on that Aladdin review yesterday. It said, this was hilarious, Jeremiah. I sent it to Zach, but someone commented and said, if it was Call of Duty Arabian Nights, it would have got a 10 out of 10. It was so good. I was like, someone give that guy an internet award. But yeah, moving on, Zach. That Superman origin movie, Brightburn. That's what it is, right? It's a Superman origin movie.
I'm really excited for it.
It's a what if story.
Yeah, it's a what if story, basically.
Yeah, it's not and it's been confirmed by James Gunn and everyone. This is not a superhero. It's not a supervillain movie. It's a thriller, suspense, horror movie just within the type of universe that you know.
Yeah, it's basically like Zach said, it's like a alternate take on Superman in a sense, or in a kid version. If he basically went somewhere else and wasn't raised by the Kents, because if we think about it, every other Kryptonian is bad. They're bad. They're just not. They're just not good people. They're not good people.
Yeah.
They're not good people at all. You got the House of L. That's pretty much it. The little good spot in the race of jerks, and so the Kents are what made Superman who he is. Yeah. And so he lands somewhere else. And
he lands right next door.
Right next door. Those people are not so good, and they're like, whatever. And so whenever he starts developing all these powers, instead of helping them through like Pa Kent did, these people are like all fear and everything like this, and it messes with a kid's mind. If you make a kid think that he's a monster, kid's gonna turn into a monster.
Which, yeah, and that it might be reaching, but I think this whole movie's got a great subplot for just everything with kids nowadays.
Yeah. I want to see it so bad. And so, you got two great releases there. I know I guess it's not, I guess he has like all the powers of Superman. Is it like for sure, like Superman, it's like he's from Krypton, or is it just like
I don't think that they're going to bring in the Krypton or anything like that. I think a lot of this is going to be from the parents' perspective of a kid fell from the sky that has these abilities, and it's not going to discuss the kid of like, oh, the kid came from Krypton. It's the parents going, where did this kid come from?
Right. So it's basically everything without name taken out. It's basically taking out all the context, and you're just seeing this from a different perspective.
Right.
So,
right.
But I mean, with the knowledge going in that, this is pretty much what you're getting. So
yeah, and I saw one of those stupid posts that was like, what if Superman was evil? And it had the big white caption across the top of the video that everyone loves to see so much. And so I was like, well, this might just be similar. But then when it got to the end and it was the trailer playing, and once it got to the end with him in the little cape, I was like, oh, okay, so this is a what if scenario.
Yeah, I mean, basically it is. I mean, it's like a unlicensed Superman what if story.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about it. It looks pretty cool. And so I'm definitely going to see it. So you got two great choices.
I thought you don't like horror films.
I don't.
It looks more suspenseful.
But it doesn't like horror films to me.
I'll watch anything that James Gunn does. There's a few people that it's like, I don't care what it looks like. If your name's on it, I'll go see it, because I just love movies to the point of, there's a lot of bad movies out there that I actually enjoyed because they're just fun to me. Like, it's a great way to spend an afternoon and to just forget everything and all the shit in your life just for a couple hours to watch someone try to entertain you.
Right, but I think this movie's gonna be good. I mean, I think it's gonna be like, besides just the way you just said. I mean, I think it's gonna get good. It's gonna be a tough weekend for Aladdin and Brightburn both coming out at the same time to see. I wonder which one will take the box office.
Well, as far as the listener goes, you've got a Saturday and a Sunday, so go see both. I mean, what else are you doing? Are you gonna? You
not only got Saturday and Sunday, but it's Memorial Day, Monday.
Oh, the holidays don't apply to me. So.
Yeah, I mean, they don't apply to you, but I mean,
I usually go back on duty Saturday, so I got to get everything I can done Friday and Sunday.
See, so yeah, but you know what you can do. So since you're listening, Saturday you can if you got kids, take them to go see Aladdin, or even if you saw Aladdin when you're a kid, go see it. And if you don't have kids, still go see Aladdin, and then Sunday go see Brightburn.
And you know what? Take the kids, yeah.
And take the kids.
What could possibly... And then you can point at him on screen and then just go, that's what you're like in the mornings. And you need to tighten up your life. Stop killing people. And then
anyway, guys, Jeremiah's having a kid, in case anybody didn't know.
I'm just... it's a lot of dread and worry and a lot of excitement. Because
you're already tired of being a parent, aren't you?
Oh God, it's like, you have no idea. You have no idea. And we're sitting there building shelves in the nursery and painting this goddamn mural that I'm sick of, because it's just a lot of work, because we got paneling and there's all this paint. We don't even have the nursery together. Kid's not here yet. The room's not put together, and I'm sick of it, and I love it. And it was funny. We were talking the other day. We were like, we got to go build the library for the kid and get all these like kids books. And I said, what are you talking about? I'll just read my books to it when it goes to sleep. So you were not reading your sci-fi alien R-rated books to our baby. I said, yeah, well, you know what? You go to bed before me. So it's
what's funny. I don't have any books that are mine. But whenever Bronx, my oldest was, in womb, I read him the DC and Marvel encyclopedias.
How'd that turn out so far?
I mean, they like superheroes.
Well, there you go. See?
So I just went through and I picked out notable heroes and villains out of there, and I just said, today we're going to learn about Nightwing.
Nick, you're so retarded.
Yeah, Lacey wouldn't let me do that with Phoenix, though.
Well, probably. I mean, that was probably the trade-off. It's like we'll name him Phoenix, but you're not gonna make him nerdy because he's already got it bad enough. I love the name Phoenix. That used to be my DJ name. So.
Well, Phoenix is a girl.
That's right. Jesus Christ, where have I been?
Like
I said, I got off shift this morning. We were up all night. I'm sorry.
Zach, before you got here, he told me just to keep him in line because he may get a little loopy.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, Phoenix is a girl, if you remember now, Jeremiah.
Yeah, I'm there. I was thinking of Maverick because I'm an idiot.
It's all good. You're all good. There's a lot of them. It's okay. I got a horde. It's okay. I don't even remember their names.
Oh.
I even call Phoenix Maverick and Bronx and Riker sometimes, and then AC's like, she's a girl. And I was like, I don't care. There's so many names. How am I supposed to keep up with them all?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. All right. I'm awake now. I'm there.
Hey, there for a bit, I started calling them, after I saw Umbrella Academy, I just called them by numbers.
That's, yeah.
I said, number 1, number 3.
You should have made them long and complex, like 6-digit numbers for no reason.
Just no reason. No reason.
Number 1,562.
I was like, oh, thank God, I'm 61. Oh, God. All right, guys, let's move into the next segment. The next segment is trailers. If you listen to the show, you know that already. But trailers, we're starting off with the Batwoman series trailer finally dropped. We talked about a little bit about this last week because the teaser trailer dropped, but then the full trailer dropped this week. And my hype meter went like super high because everybody knows how much I am a fan of the Batman and Bat family in general.
What?
So
you?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I dropped 2 Bat titles, actually, from my comic book reading this week. It was a really sad moment, but I had to. But, yeah. Super excited. Kate Kane is just... I love her. I love Batwoman. And full disclosure, in case anybody doesn't know, she's a lesbian. And if you didn't know that, just watch the fucking trailer. Because
This is canonically as well.
Yes. Well, yes, and this is part of the Arrowverse.
Okay.
Shows too. She's played by Kate Kane's played by Ruby Rose.
During John Wick 2.
Yeah, she made her first appearance in last year's Arrowverse crossover Elseworlds. And so they went to Gotham to look for Batman, and they found Batwoman instead. Apparently Batman gave up on Gotham and left. But this first season, I guess, of the show is going to is her origin story. Half of the season is, and then the other half is set. I guess you're going to get what happens after Elseworlds, and then the new this year's crossover is Crisis on Infinite Earths, which I'm super excited about, and in the fall you're going to hear me talking about it like crazy. But I'm super excited about it, and I don't even know if the other two watched the trailer or not.
I did, and I'm really excited about it. What I like the most is that they're not just making it Batwoman, that they are making a point to say like Batman left.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people upset over this, because the internet do, and we've already mentioned that.
Yeah.
Saying that Bruce want to give up on Gotham. Okay, guys. Here's the thing: is that this is an alternate take. Let's take it for what it is. You don't know the circumstances. He might not have given up on Gotham. That may just be what everybody thinks. He could be captured somewhere, and then we see him later on in life.
Well, I mean, look at the economy. He might be dealing with some Bruce Wayne stuff. You got to fund all that Batman thing, so he might be on Wall Street the whole time this is going on, trying to save, Wayne Industries or Wayne Enterprises.
Yeah, well, Bruce Wayne's gone too in the show. So, but he could be captured though. You never know what's going on. I mean, did anybody complain when that awful Birds of Prey show was on?
No. Because no one watched it to complain.
I'm not gonna lie, I never watched it.
I watched the first episode.
I never watched it when it was on, but I found the DVD season like several years back, and I got it for like $5. I watched 2 episodes, and I've never watched it since then.
I have a unpopular opinion about this Batwoman series. And,
Okay.
But it's only just because of, like we were talking about, with the way the internet's going to translate things, and it's just going to be a translation thing. Is I enjoy the whole girl power concept. I loved the girl power scene in Endgame and everything. What I'm worried is going to happen in this season is that they're going to shove it in your face as we are making this girl power, and that's just a writing thing. Like, just show it and don't tell me that you're showing it to me.
So basically, what you're talking from, get this. So technically, your unpopular opinion is a popular opinion because this trailer has a lot of dislikes, and it's because of this stuff. You're talking about the 2 spots in the trailer where basically she shoves it down your throat that she's a woman.
And like that almost takes away from the power of it. You know what I mean?
Whenever she sees the bat suit and she's like, "We're gonna have to change this," and he says, "But it's perfect." And Luke Fox says it's perfect, and she said it will be whenever it fits a woman.
Yeah. And
why the fuck do you need to say that?
Yeah, like, change that line to like, might need some resizing or something funny, but bring it back to the point of like back in Lord of the Rings with the rider when she takes off the helmet and she's like, "I am no man." Like, that's an awesome moment. But when you have to like almost look at the camera and go, "I'm a girl," wink, and then punch somebody, that's a little much.
I felt like the scene in Endgame was done poorly with the women, to be honest.
It could have been really good, and it was forced.
Yeah, it was just like why would all the women just randomly just come together and like, I don't know, just look.
I'm not upset about getting that scene because a lot of people are just upset because the scene, for one, they're called A-Force, all the women together on the Marvel thing Endgame. But it's that you get a lot of hate. I understand what you're saying. You're saying a good dislike about it, but you get a lot of misogynistic people saying because they're, basically because they're women coming together. But it doesn't also they could have used that they could have done that somewhere where it made sense, if they had built up more to that to show where the girls were grouping around instead of they just all came out of nowhere.
Suddenly,
Suddenly, like, where the hell? These people were not even on the same side of the battlefield. Then all of a sudden, they just all happened to be in the same exact area.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, we saw them in the background of other scenes.
Yes, they were
potentially miles away.
Captain Marvel and Spider-Man were the only ones there. Now, if you had seen them like come from some other place and they had been like fighting towards together, and then they like started making a circle around each other, like backing up together and fighting people, and you saw the build up to that, then they went together, that would make more sense. But yeah, it was kind of forced, but I wasn't mad about it because it was just cool seeing them together, because I would totally see an A-Force movie. So but I understand what Zach is talking about. That's having a good educated disapproval on something, which is what it should do, not the internet hate that stuff gets.
Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about this series, is that every episode is going to have some kind of like borderline fourth wall break. Look at me doing what Batman can do, and it's just like, just let her do it. And then, because that's almost misogynistic in my opinion, is to have to point out that she is a girl. Yeah,
I mean, you're not helping your cause any of making it doing that. Like, by forcing it, it's not, the misogynistic people are going to come at you more. But whenever it's just tastefully done and makes sense with the story and everything, and it flows better and doesn't like, you don't have to go, then it's good. Then it's good. But I mean, as far as the story itself, other than those 2 little gripes I have of the same as yours, I think the story-wise will be good. And I understand that they need her to be brooding, whatever, because Arrow is ending, so they have to she's got to take up the spot from Oliver to be the brooding one, but
Yeah.
it's a little thick, bro. Okay.
So I guess my question that I missed from the trailer is who the main villain's about to be. Is it going to be a bleed over of a linked villain, or is this going to have a new thing for season 1?
I don't know what's going to happen. To be honest with you, I don't recall seeing any villain.
Me neither. Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it. I'd have to go back and watch it to see if there's any type of. I'll go back and watch it later, and then I will just shoot you a message what I think. But I haven't seen any type of casting or anything. But I will look for Easter egg type things to see if there was some hint drop somewhere.
Yeah.
But I just saw basic thugs and stuff. I never saw anything that even the thugs didn't have Joker mask or look like penguin
some kind
thugs
of scarecrow thug or something. Yeah.
Yeah, black mask thugs. We know whose thugs they are.
Yeah.
So
but
I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch it. And I haven't seen anything about casting wise who the villain is. So who knows? Who knows?
Overall, I'm excited for it. I love Arrow. I love the Flash. I love what the CW is doing with the DC universe, because now we've just got more letters. So we got CW, DC. We can't have A because that's Avengers, but we'll get the letters that we can.
That's right. But I'm super excited about it. Mainly because I'm really just excited about Crisis on Infinite Earths, because I'm just excited what the possibilities that can come from that are.
Yeah. Because
it could pretty much merge anything that's been on television or wise together. So they could eventually merge the CW shows with the DC Universe shows by doing the Crisis on Infinite Earths. So,
which could be awesome, yeah.
Which could be a thing that does happen, because Netflix and the CW will after this season that just ended, on all the shows, you're not going to be able to watch besides this one. Future seasons won't be on Netflix after the end of the season anymore.
Interesting.
So now the CW is trying to find somebody to take on their shows. So if they worked out a deal with DC Universe to have past seasons of their shows on DC Universe, that could end up leading doors down to where you can get Titans, Doom Patrol, Swamp Thing, and stuff interconnected with the Arrowverse people. That would be awesome.
Well, hey, if anyone out there is listening, that needs some writers or actors or anything to help get that linked, you got 3 people right here.
Yeah, we're all good. We're ready to go. Ready to work. But let's move on. But just email goodstuffpodcast@yahoo.com. Okay, goodstuffpodcast@yahoo.com. Moving on. Zach, do you watch Westworld?
Yeah, I do.
Did you watch the new season trailer?
I haven't gone around to it yet.
Cool, we're just going to move on past that then.
I've only watched the first season, so.
Yeah.
I love Westworld. I love the original movie, and I can't wait for the new season.
The book was great.
Cool. But the trailer for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood just dropped.
Woot woot.
New Quentin Tarantino movie.
It is 8th film, right?
Stacked cast.
Yeah, 8th film. Of course, Tarantino movies, most of them are stacked, but man, this is super stacked.
Yeah. And I'm super excited for it. I have so many thoughts on what this movie is going to be, and with the trailer. For those that haven't watched it, it's basically a famous Hollywood actor and his stuntman. And
Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
DiCaprio's the actor, Brad Pitt's the stuntman.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just kind of taking their Hollywood journey. And there's a bunch of other characters. Margot Robbie's in it.
Al Pacino's in it.
Dakota Fanning. Timothy. What's his last name?
Timothy, what's his last name?
Yeah, that's it. Timothy, what's his last name?
Yeah. Also, another fun fact, is Harley Quinn Smith is in the movie. The daughter of Kevin Smith.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. She wasn't on that cast thing when they showed all the people.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kevin Smith's daughter's in the movie.
That's exciting.
Probably a small role, but I thought it was pretty cool.
But yeah, this movie looks great. I think it's going to be a really big satire on typecasting and how actors find themselves. Because there were a couple shots in the trailer that make it seem like Brad Pitt talking with the stuntman stuff, and it's like he's only the stuntman. Or Margot comes on and she's like, "Well, who are you?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm the clumsy girl." And it cuts to a shot of her like falling over in a movie, and it's just, I think it's going to be a really good play on how actors find themselves pigeonholed, and I cannot wait to see something like that.
That's Harley Quinn Smith and the person running the ticket counter, who she says that to.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, it looks pretty good. So I mean, basically, you get to see the journey of a Hollywood actor. Like, because I mean, I guess it starts with Leonardo DiCaprio being on top of the world, in Hollywood, and then I guess the movie will be his
trying to keep on top, I guess, because
it looked like it'll be like his decline.
Yeah, especially with that one shot of him just losing his mind over having a stutter on a line, and he's like destroying his trailer, and it was hilarious.
When he was just talking to himself.
Yeah. But I think that was Timothy, what's his name, that was actually doing that in that shot. Thinking back to it.
Oh, is it?
Because he had long hair, so I don't know if it was DiCaprio in costume for the thing he messed up, or
he was in costume, I think.
Okay.
Zach, did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, I watched it.
What'd you think?
I mean, I'm excited. I guess I don't know.
Are you a big Tarantino fan, or?
I mean, yeah, I love his movies, but I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm not hyped as some of other people.
I was born and raised on Tarantino. Probably not rightfully, but I was 10 years old when my mom let me watch Pulp Fiction because I don't think she knew what it was, and that kind of sparked who I was as a person.
Do you say motherfucker a lot now, or?
I don't, unless I never say it angrily. I only say it excitedly.
I see. Okay. I just didn't know, because you said that you watched Pulp Fiction, so I was just like...
No, but I do yell a lot when in just inappropriate situations. So that could be it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah. I haven't watched a lot of Tarantino movies, to be honest with you.
Well, if you get the chance, you can watch Hateful Eight on Netflix, and he put the director's cut on there, and it's so long, it says 1 season instead of the movie. And the movie's broken up into 4 one-hour-long episodes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out now.
Because I was like, did they make a series off this? And then I looked at it, I said, no, this is just a movie. It's just that long. Oh my gosh.
Man, but you don't feel bad about going to see Endgame for 3 hours now, do you?
I didn't. It was rough. We had to sit on the end right by the staircase because of my pregnant wife peeing. But we made it work.
I didn't even think about a pregnant person watching Endgame.
Yeah, she held it pretty well. She went once, right? She said, all right, so we were watching the trailers, and I was like, all right, it's about 20, 30 minutes of trailers. And she said, let me know about 5 minutes before you think. Like, when you think this is the last trailer, let me know. And I said, I think this is it. And she went and peed, and then she came back, and then she went again right after the time heist, like right in between the time heist and before the fight started when they were just kind of planning. And then she went pee then, and then she made it to the end. So she only peed once during the movie, and I was so proud of her that
That's good.
Yeah, she ate a whole bucket of popcorn and said it was for the baby, and I think that that's just an excuse. But it was good overall.
That's good.
So in reality, I think this whole 4-hour breakup of Hateful Eight, I think that's smart. You know, show me an hour of it, let her go pee. Show me another hour.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good for they shouldn't make that. Just it's like if you want to watch the whole movie, you can do this, or we'll break every movie up for you for ones that are pregnant.
Dude, that's our $1 million idea right now. Is the intermission theater.
Intermission theater.
Yeah.
It's where all the pregnant people will go to watch movies.
Yes.
So, Zach, you watch Orange is the New Black, right?
Yeah, I'm caught up, but it's weird because I thought the last season was the last season, like the most recent season. Like I could have sworn I read somewhere that it like got canceled prematurely and they weren't gonna do
I don't
another
think you're
season.
crazy. I think I saw that too, and I think it was one of those things where they said it and then realized they were going to do more and tried to pull it away as quick as they could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's not just me because I could have sworn like like I was 99% sure that they said that was the last season.
But apparently not, because the final season trailer just dropped. Did you happen to watch that, or?
I didn't get a chance to watch that yet.
I stopped watching when they were during the season they started selling underwear, and I hadn't caught up since then. So I'm no help on this segment.
I've never watched it either.
I've kind of had to force myself to watch the past couple of seasons. So, I mean, I'll probably force myself to watch the last season just because I've already gone this far.
You're this far, yeah.
Oh, good. I'm going to talk about forcing myself to watch something later, but I've never watched Orange is the New Black. So, I guess none of us really watched the trailer. So, whatever. Let's move on. Toy Story 4, the second trailer to Toy Story 4 came out.
Felt a lot like the first trailer.
It did. It was a little bit more in depth, a little bit, but it did. It felt a lot about that. In typical Toy Story fashion, I almost thought I had seen the story before. Bonnie gets a new toy. It's a fork.
She makes it.
Yeah, she makes it. Was it Forky?
It's a plastic spork, and she calls him Forky. And it's got googly eyes, a couple shoes, and like, what are the things? Pipe cleaners? Those are the arms.
Yeah, it's a popsicle stick in half for his feet, right?
Yeah. But it did make a point in this trailer to show her doing the Andy thing, and she writes BON on one foot and NIE on the other foot.
That was good.
Yeah.
Sidebar to that, did you know that the new Toy Story toys that are coming out at Disney World and stuff have Bonnie written on the bottom of their feet instead of Andy?
Oh, that's clever. Well, wait, like all the toys? Oh, yeah, because they got all transferred to her. Yeah.
Yeah. So like new toys of I don't know if in the movie, but I'm talking about toys that you can just buy at stores or whatever. All the toys now say Bonnie instead of Andy on the bottom of their feet.
Nice. I wonder if that'll affect any future Kingdom Hearts.
I don't know. Would we see that in the movie though? I wonder if it you'll see their feet
right over or something. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that if it should be written over Andy, but as the trailer, it was really cool. You got to see a little more parts. You got to see some funny. Most of the funny parts were the new parts that I saw were really like funny. Because you got to see the stunt car driver, which is like the Evil Knievel type.
Oh yeah,
boy.
Yeah.
I don't know who's doing the voice of that. Right offhand, I can't remember. I meant to look it up, but I forgot. But he's pretty hilarious.
Yep, it looks that's going to be a good scene. I'm wondering if it's going to be a one-off or if he's going to somehow join in with the gang. You got a quick shot of what the villain might be, and it looked like a ventriloquist dummy. You only saw about half of its face, the toy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It kind of looked like Slappy from Goosebumps.
Yeah.
I was really scared when I saw it. I was like, oh my God, is that Slappy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was holding, I guess he takes Sporky or Forky, whatever. I said Sporky because he's a spork. But Forky, it looks like. And then, but yeah, I thought that's my first thought I was like, is that Slappy? I was like, because that would be a weird crossover.
That would be. But I mean, they did do the live action Goosebumps, so Jack Black might join the Toy Story universe.
I'd be okay with that. And then you got to see more of the stuffed animals played by Key and Peele. So
Yeah,
that was good.
I love those guys together.
They're like, we're gonna do Operation blah blah blah, and they're like, oh, what's that mean? And then they're just on the shelf, and like that old lady goes and looks at the stuffed animals, and they just jump on their face, and then Buzz is like, yeah, we're not doing that. That was good. So I'm pretty excited.
It's just one of those things. It'd be like if a new Andy Griffith season released or something like that. It's I was born with this, and I'm gonna die with Toy Story.
So I hope all the toys die.
Don't say that, man. I almost died. I cried so much when they were
Toy Story 3, yeah.
Toy Story 3,
incinerator.
I
cried? I thought the last one you cried on was My Dog Skip.
Okay, I don't like telling you when I cry, okay? Maybe you I just would like to maintain my Red Hoodness, and I don't want you to know that I cried.
You did cry during Endgame, didn't you?
I did not cry during Endgame. The only reason I didn't cry during Endgame, though, is I almost did once, but because the dude next to me who was built like a mountain, and he was bawling his eyes out, and it threw me off.
I teared up during Endgame, but at a part that most people wouldn't expect. And
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it was when Captain Marvel joined the fight. And when that ship turned its guns up to the sky and she came down and ripped it to shreds, I kind of got that giddy feeling of like, here it goes. And then I got a little teary-eyed with that. It was just one of those like joy cries of just like, oh, here it is.
And as I said, I almost teared up whenever they were watching the hologram of Tony, and he looked at his daughter and was like, I love you 3000, and then the hologram went off. I was like, oh fuck, it got me.
Man, I teared up when friggin' Cap said Avengers Assemble, and they all started fucking running.
Oh yeah.
that was tears of joy right there. I was just like, damn.
Yep, it seems like everyone teared up at the part except for the one that they forced down your throat of him going, I am Iron Man. And that one fell flat.
I don't know. I like that.
The only weird part about that is, like, why would Thanos just stand there while he has the gauntlet, breathing, and then he's like, I am Iron Man.
Yeah, you got like 6 beats to get in there.
like someone should redo that. Like, and then, like, he just gets punched in the face.
You just see him just like kill it, and then just the credits start rolling.
Thanos rips his arm off.
That's the credits in the movie. Let's move on. All right, so we're gonna do CB with CK before we move into our news instead of breaking it up.
Oh boy, my favorite part.
I don't care what you think about it. So
I said, oh boy, my favorite part. Fucking asshole.
Because you're a liar. Because I'm pretty certain on one episode you said, "Oh, good, I could take a nap now."
One episode, I even just hung up and came back.
Wow. Wow.
I just waited a couple of minutes and then I went back onto the call.
The worst part is I don't know anything with comic books, so my thought process was I could probably make it and go pee and then be back by the time he finishes this part.
You guys missing out on a lot of good comic books. You guys missing out. I'm just letting you know. Letting you know you're missing out. I mean, I'm sorry. I read comic books and I'm writing a comic book, so I'm up to date on my comic books right now. So
that's all right. I'm sticking with you. I've got my laptop in my arms, and I'm here for the segment, but I'm still going.
To the bathroom?
I'm gonna mute my mic.
Oh my god! Last week, guys. Every week I have the top comic choice I read last week, and then I have a runner-up. And weirdly enough, what I suggested to you last week was not my top choice. My top choice for last week was actually Immortal Hulk number 17 from writer Al Ewing, penciler Joe Bennett, inker Roy Jose, and colorist Paul Mounts, who, by the way, likes anytime that we put a photo of Immortal Hulk on Instagram, he likes it. So that's pretty cool. And I don't even tag him in it. So that's pretty cool, I thought. But the Immortal Hulk story has been great. It's been fantastic. If you're not on this comic book, please go pick it up now. You probably could still find it at your local comic book shop, or you can find it digitally, Comixology. It's been a great run, this entire Immortal Hulk. I think they just put out, they put either out 1 or 2 trade paperbacks, which are collections of like 6 issues. And so you can read some of the story, because you can like read when it started out when Hulk was in hell because he was killed by Hawkeye. That's how the story started out. But he's so good. And so I don't want to give too much out about the story, but go pick that up. And then my runner-up for last week was Spider-Man Life Story number 3, the 80s from Chip Zdarsky. Is actually what I suggested to you for last week, and I've talked about that on this show before because I said that I thought everybody would like it, like Ryan and Zach, and I might have said you too, Jeremiah. I don't know if I said that whenever you were on the show, but the Spider-Man Life Story where Spider-Man is like every year he's actually getting older as the story goes on. It started off in the 60s and when he was a teenager, and now he's in his like 30s, 40s or whatever, and he's still Spider-Man in the 80s. The reason why I went to runner-up is because I felt like this one wasn't as long as wasn't as strong as the other 2 were, because it didn't have nearly as parts that made me go, oh, I didn't see that one coming, because this story has changed up a lot of stuff in the mythos, and so this one, it's like Spider-Man starts off on Battleworld, which is where he got the alien symbiote from. So he comes back and he's the black suit Spider-Man. And then, but the way that ends for the 80s is there is one little difference of who becomes the next host. It's not Eddie Brock for the next host of the symbiote. And what you said, it's not Eddie Brock. So you just have to read this story. But I think there's like one more, the 90s, or maybe 2 more. I think there's 5, because then they have the zeros, or maybe it goes all the way up. Maybe there's 6. I don't really know. Because I think maybe they go up to this year, current run. So then you get to see Old Man Spider-Man, which would be cool. But once it all comes out, I'm definitely, this may be something I buy everybody on the show for Christmas or something. I don't know, because I really feel like this is something you should read. But this next week, coming up, though, new comic books come out on Wednesday, and my suggestion this week, I really went back and forth on this because I almost picked Flash number 71, which is the second chapter of Flash Year 1. But I went with Venom number 14 from Cullen Bunn. It's originally this run's been written by Donny Cates, but he's not writing because Marvel's in the War of the Realms storyline right now. So Donny Cates is writing it, or Cullen Bunn's writing it, not Donny Cates. And it's great. Venom is like one of my favorite Marvel characters. You know how I am about anti-heroes, so I really like this run. I like what they're doing with Eddie Brock right now. They've changed a lot of things up about the storyline, and people how the internet is hating on stuff, but I really like it because the story is so different now than your normal Venom origins and stuff like this. So it's been a great story so far. So if you haven't got on the Venom, then look up, I think they put out 1 trade paperback maybe, but yeah, look it up. And Venom 14, go to your local comic book shop or Comixology, whichever digital, if you want to do that, and look it up now. So moving on then. So that's all CBUCK this week. So is everybody awake still? Everybody use the bathroom? All good?
You know what I did? I thought about unmuting for the flush, but I wasn't going to be rude.
Well, that's nice. That's nice to the listeners. If it was just us, you probably would have. But
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. Oh yeah.
If you even would have muted it at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So let's move on to the show. We're going to catch up on some news that we didn't get to last week because there's just so much going on last week. But when Taylor was on for the in-game special, he mentioned that we found out a lot of stuff out about Taylor, or Mad Hatter, as we like to call him. We found out a lot about him, and he does voiceover work for a machinima series. a wrestling machinima series, which machinima is, of course, me and Jeremiah and Ryan like Red versus Blue, which is your most popular machinima, even though Zach doesn't like it because it's Halo. But
I don't not like it because it's Halo. I just don't like it. I didn't think it was funny.
and you also haven't even watched most of it.
I watched the first 2 seasons.
I just don't know how you watched the first season and didn't think it was hilarious, because most of my favorite things.
My
quotes
other
are from the
friend,
first
my
season.
other friend in childhood made me watch them. So
I just don't know how, whenever they talk about the warthog, that whole exchange with like Sarge and Griff and Simmons, like I don't see how you don't think that's hilarious. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right, Jeremiah?
It looks more like a puma. Yeah.
Yeah, with a puma, and he's like, when the whole we can't stop making up animals, Griff.
Yeah.
God, that whole exchange.
ha ha.
You laugh like Gary laughs. That's, you don't know Gary because you haven't watched it.
It's an amazing. I love it. It's amazing.
But we're talking about SWF Mind Games number 8 because that's what Taylor sent me. It's a wrestling machinima. This is like their WrestleMania type thing. They may have wrestling video games and they make machinima storylines off of it, and they've done a lot. I think they started off like a WWE Raw versus SmackDown back in like 2002 using that game, and now they're using 2K19. They did that one for this Mind Games 8, and so I don't know if either one of you two watched it or not, because it's like 3 hours long. I mean, it's like as long as a wrestling pay-per-view. But
yeah, I didn't get a chance yet to look at it.
Man, like I haven't watched it all either. I'm not gonna like, full disclosure, I'm just gonna like come out and say I haven't watched the full thing. Mainly because like a lot of it I feel like you have to know, like I'd have to go back and watch stuff to know what's going on. But like I will definitely watch the beginning, and then I watched a couple of the matches, and I watched the end match. The beginning, like on wrestling pay-per-views, how they have the whole like setup and stuff, and you see those videos of all the stuff that has happened to lead up to the pay-per-view matches and stuff like that, like the high quality production videos that they make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they basically make those at the beginning of their, so it's like basically watching a pay-per-view, and they got like announcers and stuff, and they make those videos. They have those videos playing at the beginning, like those video packages of all the feuds and stuff and the matches and all the stuff that has happened and people talking and stuff. That quality of video production is so amazing. It is so good. I was so impressed. And like, as I said, I haven't watched all of it, so I don't know. I can't give like a full comment on but what I've seen, that impressed me. Just the beginning of it, like, alone was impressive to me. Yeah. And it was just, I was like, wow, this is someone put a lot of time into this, because it was like a good video package and stuff, and I really enjoyed it. And and then the matches, I mean, just basically, they're playing a wrestling game. And then the match, though, like I've watched a couple of them, and then I watched the end match. The end match was like, it was so like crazy, and like I was like watching it, I was like, oh god, this is so intense. I was getting so into watching a freaking video game wrestling match. I was like, this is so dramatic, and I was watching it, I was like, oh my god, I can't get my eyes off this. It's so good. Oh my goodness. Oh god, he kicked out. Oh my god, he kicked out. Like I was getting into it, like I was watching a real wrestling match. I was like, oh god, this is good. This is good. I
love a good machinima. I won't pass them up.
So, I mean, from a storyline wise, it's not like, I mean, it's basically just watching a wrestling show, but in video game form. So it doesn't have like the story of what like our machinimas that we like Red versus Blue or whatever. I mean, that's like a story. This is not what you're getting. You're basically watching a wrestling pay-per-view, but machinima version.
Oh, so, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so basically that's what it is. You're watching a wrestling. It's like watching a wrestling show, like you would watch wrestling or if you watched WrestleMania or whatever. I mean, it's like watching that, but it's a video game, and they have their own characters and have their own feuds and say whatever and stuff like that. People talking and stuff like that. I mean, it's just like watching a wrestling show, but it doesn't have like the story. So, I mean, for what it was good. But I wish I wouldn't say it would. It's not something I want to see like tons of more of, and it's not the fact that it was bad or anything, because it's really well done. It's just that because if I'm going to watch something, it's going to be because I want to watch the story. I watch Red vs. Blue because of the story. Like, I want to see what happens next in the story, and this is just watching wrestling. And I don't watch too much wrestling anymore, anyways. And like the more time goes on, I fall off of it more, and it's like a wagon thing. Like, sometimes I'm on the wagon, sometimes I'm off the wagon. So it's just not something I want to watch more of. But as far as production-wise, it's good. But so if you like wrestling and like watching every single bit of wrestling that you can, then this is for you. SWF Mind Games 8. Watch it. It's good. You guys did a fantastic job. Taylor let everybody know that they did a fantastic job, and like I said, I loved it for what it was. Personal preference, I'm not going to watch more, but it has nothing to do with the product itself, because the product itself is top notch. And as I said, those intro videos at the beginning just were on some different level.
Well, there you go.
So, but anyway, that was my 2 cents about it. So, anyways. But moving on, though, let's get into the news here. And speaking of wrestling, AEW, All Elite Wrestling, which I think it's like an NFL player that owns it, or NFL team owner or something, owns this company. Anyway, it's ran by basically Cody Rhodes, though, and the Young Bucks. They got a TV deal with TNT. So TNT is going to have wrestling again. So it looks like that WWE may have some more competition. Are we going to see the Monday Night Wars return? Monday Night Wars 2. I don't know. So maybe that will happen. But they have a pay-per-view this weekend on the 25th, which you can watch on Bleacher Report Live. It's called Double or Nothing. It's got some good matches. Chris Jericho is going against Kenny Omega. Cody Rhodes going against Dustin Rhodes, who's Gold Dust. They have some other matches and stuff. I don't really know too much about it, to be honest with you. But I thought it was a pretty cool deal. So WWE's been failing me a lot, and so they've been doing a lot of stupid crap. So I'm hoping that this
just something fresh, something
fresh, something new, and maybe they're better when they have competition.
Yeah.
So because if you don't have any competition, why do you need to put out a good product if you're the only one around?
Yeah.
So I mean, because people are going to watch it because you're the only person. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited.
Hey, give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot though. But something that you guys can talk about is Rick and Morty season 4. Is
Lubba dub dub.
I'll let you talk about it, Jeremiah. It's November?
Yes, November of this year, and I am so excited because I've been treating that show like South Park. It's just a show that is kind of needed because it will say what everyone is too scared to say about social stuff in a very funny story.
Cool. I haven't watched any of it. I know that everybody else has. Zach, you watch that show, right?
Yeah, I definitely can't wait for that. I'm glad they're not waiting like 2 years to come out with another season.
So
I was worried that it was going to take forever when I saw there was a video that was going around. I think I shared it on my Facebook actually of Dan Harmon singing a happy birthday song to Justin Roiland. And the end of the song is literally him going, "Where the fuck is season 4?" And I was like, oh, here we go. But then they came out with that announcement, and I was so excited. I was over the top. I got texted my wife as soon as I saw it. I said, Rick and Morty season 4, all caps with like 8 exclamation marks, and she was just like, okay.
So that's some Zach level of excitement right there.
Oh, I'm so pumped.
But yeah, I don't know anything about Rick and Morty. I hear good things. I just haven't seen any of it. I guess I should watch it.
We'll do a big watch party.
Yeah,
Come over. I'll log into my Hulu and we'll watch it.
Cool. I'll do that. I'll have to watch it. That way I know what the big hype is.
Oh, it's so good.
That way when people say stuff and I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about. They're like, Rick and Morty, man. And I'm like, nope. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I hope they have there's always an episode in every season that just really is just dramatically beautiful. Like, I think season 1 was when, I think Zach will know if it was season 1 or 2, but whenever they had to bury themselves, when they took over the new universe that they were in, where they blew themselves up. And it's just always a great soundtrack, and it's dramatic and broody. And then season 2 was the ending when they used 9 Inch Nails' Hurt. And it's just like, why is this so emotional? They didn't have to do this, but I love that they did.
Yeah.
Which season was that, Zach? Do you know?
Fuck, I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was season 1, because it was the episode when the giant bugs took over.
I don't know anything you're talking about, but sounds good. Cool. Well, I'm glad that you guys are excited about it, though.
Yes, very pumped. If you haven't watched it, catch up on it. And if you have watched it, then you can join with me in my annoyance on telling people that it's coming back. So
awesome. And is it on Hulu? The other season?
It is on. Yeah, everything's on Hulu. I don't know about season 3 because I watched it live, but since I don't want to brag, but I got TV now because I got the money, but and so yeah, I watched it, just set it to record. But other than that, yeah, you should be able to catch up with Hulu. Maybe AdultSwim.com, they might do the whole catch up on it for a week or 2, but
yeah.
End of statement.
End of statement. But I know a TV show that's coming out that I'll know a little bit about because I'll actually watch it, and for sure, because I know the backstory and stuff, is the Falcon and Winter Soldier show that's coming on Disney Plus, which we've talked about before, but they've put out some new details on it. For one, it is going to be set after Endgame, and just to let everybody know, there may be spoilers here if you haven't seen Endgame. Luckily, Jeremiah's already seen Endgame, so we're good now. So, and if you haven't seen Endgame right now and you hear spoilers, it's really not my fault. It's been over a month now, so why?
You've had the time. You've had your chance.
You had the time, okay? There was a guy literally on my Facebook that the day that Russo said that it was okay to post spoilers. He literally made a Facebook status that had every spoiler from Endgame on it. Yes, six people deleted him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he felt so proud.
Wow.
But,
that was just him weeding out the 6 he didn't want following him.
Yeah,
he was like, I don't need you.
He didn't care.
Yeah,
he didn't care. This is set. It's set after Endgame, but what I think is really cool is that Zemo and Sharon Carter, Agent 13, are both supposed to be making appearances in the show. So, I'm super excited about that. For different reasons. Reason for Zemo is because if you've heard me talk about it before, Civil War, Zemo was the number one thing that I thought was wrong with that movie. So, because I felt like they failed the character of Baron Zemo. So I would love to see that, and I think, and Marvel I think knows that they did, because I think Marvel knows when they make mistakes, because the whole Mandarin situation, Mandarin, I don't know, from Iron Man 3,
The Mandarin.
the Mandarin,
Trying to say. Like,
Hey,
what
man.
the hell is he
I
trying to
don't-
fucking say? Like,
Well, maybe I just said it wrong so that way you would say something. So maybe that's what I did.
I'm sick like Ryan, so I'm not talking that much.
Oh, so you can be on the show and be sick, but Ryan can't. Okay. Ryan. He's not going to listen to this, but come on, Ryan. But, you know, Kevin Feige? Zach, you want to correct me there? Or?
Feige.
Thank you. He has said that the Mandarin, right?
Yeah.
Is going to appear in future MCU stuff.
Not the Mandarin. It's the
Yeah.
Mandarin.
Whatever. That guy.
The Mandarin. Say it.
The
Three
Mandarin.
syllables. Mandarin, not Mandarin.
Mandarin. The Mandarin is going to, I say it all Arkansas a lot. That damn Mandarin, he's going to appear in some other stuff, they said.
I got good education.
From Arkansas. It's an inside thing we do, Jeremiah. Don't worry about it.
Okay, all right. Oh,
He's like,
speaking of which, inside things, I meant to bring that up about last week's episode. Is I love the fact that my wife's name is Mickey, since y'all are saying Mickey, damn it.
oh yes, I didn't even think about that. But your wife's name is Mickey. Yeah.
So
that's
it just that just made me happy. Just a fun fact, but
cool. Yeah. So on my religious views on Facebook, by the way, I changed my religious views from nothing to now it says Mickey Mouseism, and then the description says I pledge allegiance to the Lord Mickey. I just want them to know where my allegiances lie before eventually whenever it's made not a choice. So I made the choice beforehand, guys. But anyway, I'm super excited because I said I hope to see Baron Zemo, have like a costume and all that stuff, so see the real Baron Zemo. And then I'm excited about Sharon Carter because I want to know if my theory of Captain America's right. So I'm hoping to see what goes on with that. Because there's been the Russos have said something different than what the writers have said. Disney and Kevin Feige haven't said anything of what happens with that at the end with Captain America, which one's the truth, whether he was there the entire time or if he was in an alternate universe. So I want to know what goes, if maybe we'll be able to see that. Because Captain Falcon show, Falcon and Winter Soldier show, is supposed to be after Endgame, and it's going to deal with the whole shield thing because we know Falcon got the shield at the end of Endgame. So I just want to see some type of confirmation one way or another. Either tell me I'm wrong or tell me I'm right.
Yeah.
Because I just want to know.
Right.
I just want to know if Sharon Carter, whenever she was making out with Cap, if that was her great uncle. That's all I want to know. Was there some type of Alabama shit going on? Just let me know. Just let me know. Just let me know. I just want to know. Just want to know. That's all I want to know. That's all. If it gets addressed, okay, cool. If it doesn't, whatever, I guess.
I'm just wondering if this is going to be the start of what they're going to do after Endgame. Are they going to move over to the TV portion, since the movies are always going to make millions and billions, but since they're done with phase 4 or whatever, or is Marvel moving all the way over to do more TV stuff to make it run longer?
I don't know. Because am I getting staticky?
No, you're good.
Okay. I just heard some. But I know that Spider-Man is the end of phase 3. Far From Home is the end of phase 3, so I expect a post-credit scene at the end of Far From Home to set up the next phase 4 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But the movies that I know that are going to come from phase 4 that have been, if you think about it, we know Black Widow solo movies getting done, right? That's a prequel. What else? What else has been actually confirmed, Zach?
Shang-Chi was his name.
Shang-Chi. That could be set beforehand. That doesn't, that could just be set anytime. That doesn't have to be set after Endgame.
Right.
So maybe you're right.
They even said they're not doing linear stories anymore. So
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe what the TV series is, we'll be able to set up Phase 4
and just go from there. Yeah.
And just go from there, or maybe they're just going to do a combination.
Could be. I mean, it could be one of those things where you'll see a movie and be like, "What was that reference to?" And it was from the TV show that you didn't watch, or something like that.
Yeah, now you're going to actually have to watch. It's maybe if they connect them, and legit connect them, not like halfway connect them like the Netflix, or even halfway connect them like Agents of Shield. Which is no longer connected.
Yeah.
Which is no longer connected. Maybe they will be like, you have to watch the TV thing just so that way more people will buy Disney Plus.
Yeah, I mean that's money right there. It's a
good business strategy.
I wouldn't put it past them, honestly.
No.
Because all hail Mickey.
I mean, you gotta make that Fox money back somehow.
Yeah.
You put what, 70 something billion dollars? They gotta make that money up somewhere.
God, that's just that number just makes me sick to hear that because they're just throwing that around like it's nothing. Like they didn't even blink.
Well, the thing is that most of their money, which people think about stuff that the movies and stuff like that, but really the theme parks make a shit ton of fucking money. I mean, that's where their bank is coming from.
So that's going to be next with Disney World after all this buyout and stuff is you're going to have like the Marvel park, like there's Harry Potter World and stuff like that. That's coming.
Well, yeah, the only thing about that is the reason why you don't have that. At Disneyland, they have like Marvel stuff and they have Marvel rides already. They have Marvel characters. But there's a contract with Universal that anything east of the Mississippi is owned by, can't be at theme parks. Marvel characters can't be anything Marvel has to be at Universal because there's Marvel rides at Universal.
I didn't know about that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So until that deal runs up, I think it's to 2027, 2028, something like that.
Whew.
Until that contract runs up, Universal's probably not going to let them buy out of it. Obviously, they haven't so far, so it's not going to happen. They can't put anything in Disney World that's Marvel related. But once that happens, that we're probably going to get a fifth park, and it's going to be just all Marvel related. I'm really surprised that they didn't just wait and do that. They probably would have done a Marvel/Star Wars park, but instead they just turned Hollywood Studios. They're putting all the Star Wars shit there. But I wouldn't be surprised if a fifth park eventually gets made at Disney World.
Yeah.
And it's Marvel everything. Because why not?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's all going to be one thing. They're going to mix it all. When you say Marvel, you mean Disney. When you say Disney, you mean Hulu. It's the closest thing to a monopoly that's going to happen. Is going to be entertainment. Sure. Yeah.
For sure. Because it would also be stupid not to make a whole park over Marvel. Because here's the thing: is the Toy Story park. I don't know if you know this or not. But the Toy Story park in Hollywood Studios, the portion of Toy Story that just came out last year, when the day that it opened, and for a couple months after that, there was a 3.5 hour wait to get into that portion of the park.
Holy crap.
Not to ride anything, just to get into that part of the park.
The Star Wars one had 8 hours.
Has the Star Wars one opened yet? Is it open today? Or
I don't know. I forgot when it opened.
I know it was supposed to be end of May. I thought it was the 31st because I know that in Disney World it opens in August.
Oh, maybe. I just remember hearing. I think it was estimated that it was gonna have an 8 to 10 hour wait.
I think it's because they're live streaming it. I think it's May 30th. I think it's next Thursday or next Friday. But yeah, I would totally imagine it because just the Toy Story alone, just to get in that part of the portion of that park, because I mean, there's other stuff in the park, but that that land of the park, 3.5 hour wait, man, and then there was like a 5 hour wait on the or 4.5 hour wait on the Slinky coaster, so you basically had to wait 8 hours to ride one fucking ride. 8 hours.
I mean, like, what do you do? You just say, hey, it's not today I'm going to the theme park. It's today I'm going to ride the Iron Man, or so whatever.
Yeah,
that's it's your whole day.
So if people are
Today
waiting
I'm
this
gonna
long
ride
to
the
ride,
Iron Man ride.
if people are waiting this long just to get in Toy Story, and then like you said, there's like an 8 hour estimated 8 hour wait just to get into the Star Wars part. I mean, so you're going to ride one ride when you're there that day. I mean, because even if you're there from open to close on the park, you're going to ride one ride. I mean, basically, that's what's happening. Okay, so imagine a whole Marvel park. People are going to come to that park by like the millions. I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, if all these people are paying this much money to just go see a stinking movie, imagine what they're going to do. Because people pay some money to go to theme parks.
Oh yeah. My captain actually, he recently took his daughters to Disney World for I think it was like 4 days or something like that. But it was like him, his wife, and his two daughters, and then he came back and was like, yeah, so if you're planning on doing that, I hope you have like $14,000 set aside. Just, I mean, 'cause that's just what those trips cost. And he's, they do treat you right. They, they get off the plane and they take your bags and they're suddenly in your room when you get there. But it's like, that's the price of my car. Like I paid that much for the vehicle that I will own for 10 years to have 4 days of fun.
Well, there's some deals that you don't have to pay that much money.
Right.
Was that the first time he's ever went?
No, but he's a old smoke eater fart who doesn't know things about Groupon and stuff like that.
Okay, well, there's different ways around it because we're going in August. This is like my 7th time to go. My mom's been like 15 times. So there's ways around it. I think it's costing us a total of like my mom's paying some of her portion too. So it's about $6,000-$7,000, I think, for all of us to go. But we're going like 5 days, staying at the park, having park hopper passes where you can like go from like you could be at Hollywood Studios then go watch the fireworks at Epcot.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so that's extra expense, and all our meals are already paid for.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, and you get 2 snacks a day. I mean, so everything's set. So
perfect.
Yeah, so I mean, there's ways to do it. It's just you gotta. I mean, but my family spends so much, we know what to do, and so Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you really got to put into it, but they make some money off the parks. Is basically what we said. I don't even know what we were talking about.
We were still talking about Falcon Winter Soldier show, so that really took a turn.
Yeah. So, but let's move on because this is where I knew this is the one part of the show where I didn't really want to talk about stuff, but because I knew that I was about to get shit on here. PlayStation Productions is a new movie company from Sony that is going to adapt Sony games for film and TV projects. First of which a Twisted Metal TV series has been announced. So,
I'm down with that. That'll be fun.
Twisted Metal is getting a movie before
Gears of War.
What? Yep.
See, this is what I hated. I didn't even want to, when I was writing it, I was like, I kind of want to leave this out. Because I know
would have brought it up anyway.
You figured it out. We're just talking about Disney World. Speaking of Disney World, you know what Disney movies are going to come out before Gears of War?
All of them.
All of them.
I think the Twisted Metal series will work. I think it'll work because the games don't have that intricate of a story. So talking about with Aladdin is you're not going to have that thing to grip onto to be pissed off about because they're making a story in the world, not making a new story in an established world.
Correct. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you got a lot of freedom there. Basically, I mean, basically you can just throw some backstory in there, have some cars shoot at some other cars. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah, just like well, I mean, I guess you could say Death Race did it first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're making a different, more crazy version of Death Race.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
The only problem I have with this is these PlayStation, Sony exclusive games and titles are better than movies that I see in theaters already. The stories, the writing, everything, and they're interactive. Like when you think about the Spider-Man game, God of War, all that stuff, they are Last of Us even. They're so on point with the story that they're telling in these games that this is the only time I will agree with don't try it. That's my thought is I want to see it, but I also don't because it's so perfect as it is.
Yeah. But I really want to see a God of War movie too, so I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm right there with. I mean, I want to see it. I won't be disappointed. I will be disappointed. Do what you want, and I'm gonna love it, and I'm also gonna hate it, and that's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah, and we know that they're making an Uncharted movie. They gave some update on that. I don't remember what they said about it, but so that's
going to depend on casting, and that's all that's going to succeed or fail that movie because it is hard to capture the charm of Nathan Drake with a real person.
I think it's Tom Holland.
He's playing younger Nathan.
Oh, he's playing younger Nathan? So
yes,
he's not playing older Nathan?
I believe it was Tom Holland and... Hang on, I'm going to look it up real quick because I want to say Tom Holland and Bryan Cranston is who's being looked at.
So Bryan Cranston is Sully, I'm guessing?
That's what I'm assuming. Yeah, so the two things as cast right now are Tom Holland as Nathan Drake and Bryan Cranston, which makes me think that this movie is going to be Nathan Drake's origin.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm down for that. That'd be awesome. But when you get to where he is in the games, I mean, only person I could think of is Nathan Fillion. Because
that's what I was thinking.
Everything Nathan Fillion has ever done is a sassy partner trying to fight Nathan Fillion's charm, and that's all of his shows and TV. The Rookie, everything like that is just someone trying to ignore his charm.
Right. So I mean, I'm excited though at the possibilities, but as you said, I am really hesitant because if you think about it, video game movies don't have a good track record.
They don't. They just don't.
So it's kind of scary, but with it being a Sony-owned PlayStation Productions like thing, you're going to have more.
It just depends on how hands-on they are. Like,
I
feel like
they will be.
And what they need to do, and what I hope that they do, is if you're going to make these video game movies, use the same writing team from the games.
Perfect. It's great. It's good. But if you don't, goodstuffpodcast@yahoo.com is our email address. Just remember,
got 3 books published. Just not. No, I didn't say that, but
we're all 3 writers. You already got us. You have a writing team here. Okay.
Yeah, just listen to the show, ignore the dick jokes, and just focus on what we can bring to the table.
Not only do we write, but we act. So just saying that, just throwing it out there.
I'm a great butthole model.
Have you found that Uncharted information? While you look at this, look at that still. Real quick, I was really going to skip past this because it really has nothing. I don't really have anything to add on this. But Sony and Microsoft are working together to improve cloud gaming. That's pretty cool, I guess, mainly because Sony and Microsoft are working together, which is kind of strange. So maybe the next gen we're going to have more cross-platform play. So that'd be,
my only fear with all this, and this is the only thing I'll say on it, is I love physical media. I can't do Kindles. I can't download games. I like my shelf full of cases and books, and I'm worried that this is gonna just continue the elimination of disc. But
Right.
there's just
My whole
something cool about
library
looking
is
at your
digital.
wall. Yeah,
I never had digital games until Zach. So
All
but
my games are digital except for Black Ops, and then my whole movie library. I have 1,001 movies on Vudu.
well, that aren't you fancy? Jeremiah was like, I don't even know what to say here because I kind of feel like a dick here. 'Cause
yeah, I do.
I
But
was just shitting on it, and now like here you are telling me you have 1,001 movies. Is that the exact number, or were you just
Yes,
trying to-
that's the exact number. 1,001
exact
movies.
number. Yeah, and so he's gonna.
Yeah, but
find a
imagine
book.
trying to fit all that shit.
You've got the books that are like 1,001 movies to watch before you die. His is going to be 1,001 movies that I have, and it's just it's just
that I
a
have
list.
on
Yeah.
on Voodoo?
Yeah.
If I die prematurely, I want you guys to get together and just watch all 1,001 movies in my honor.
What
But
happens
we've
if you
already-
die maturely?
What?
What happens if you
If
die
I-
maturely? I mean,
Um,
if this is only a premature deal, I'm on board. But if I'm 80 years old and you pass away and I got to watch 1,001 movies, I'm not doing it. So
All right, fine. Just prematurely. If I die when I'm like 35,
okay.
then you guys.
So
just
once
go.
you reach 36, we're good. We're no longer in this deal.
No,
Okay, it's good
40,
to know.
41.
41. So 41. So I mean, you're only like 10 years from there.
Yeah. 11 actually, but
It's not
Yeah,
as
but when
much.
you think about
Not
it
as
the other
long
way,
as.
you're only four years away from
great. Now I'm gonna actually die. Probably.
Hey, enjoy that phobia tonight when you go to bed.
Did you find any more information about the Uncharted movie to talk about, or are we good to move on?
We're good to move on from that. It was just Tom Holland, Bryan Cranston. The last thing I heard is that they're in an argument with the writers, kind of like we were talking about, of do they want to stick to the games or do their own thing?
They
And that's the
should
only
have
thing.
Whoopi Goldberg play Nathan Drake.
Oh, that'd be great. Steve
Yeah.
Buscemi.
Jeremiah, help me get back on track.
Okay, all right. So we're done with Sony and Microsoft talking about their cloud gaming. It's going to kill physical media, which makes me sad. But speaking of gaming and games, if you like the PlayStation original Spider-Man game, which I love and made me cry and is one of the best Spider-Man stories I think that is out there to be told,
Truth.
but I don't read comics, so I'm sure Nick would argue.
No, I would
There
not.
is a new comic miniseries called Spider-Man Velocity that is set to release this August, which takes place right after the Spider-Man game. I don't know if this includes the DLC. I am excited because it includes the end of the original game with everything that played out.
Yeah. So a little bit on this. Currently, there is for one, I agree with you that that was the best one of the best Spider-Man stories ever told. So I won't disagree with you on that. Okay.
Cool.
Because that game is amazing. It's the only game that I think I've did everything 100%, and that was a long game and found every collectible. I haven't done that since Assassin's Creed 2.
That was the first game I ever platinumed on a system.
Nice. But right now, there's currently a comic book series called Spider-Man City at War. And it is going through, it's 6 issues. They've only released 2. It's basically going through telling a story of what happened in the game. It's basically the game story, but in comic book form. But at the same time, it also adds some little bit of different elements to it. Like you get to see like things from different perspectives, such like in the first one, I know that like where Doc Ock calls Peter to tell him to come to the lab or whatever, you get to see the beginning, before he calls him, and you get to see it from Doc Ock's perspective of him trying to do the machine and stuff, setting it up. So you get to see certain scenes played out differently from different perspectives.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah. And then it has stuff that hasn't happened. Like in the second one, you get to see him fight after I think it's the Shocker fight. He fights Swarm, which is like a bee type villain. Like
Yeah.
controls bees or whatever. And so you get to see that. Sorry, I got a stupid thing coming up here. And so it's pretty cool. Of course, a lot of it I've already seen, so I'm kind of not like a huge fan on it. But on the side of it, it says Gamerverse, and on the Velocity, Spider-Man Velocity coming out, it says Gamerverse too, so as well. So I'm guessing that they're making comic book series basically in this Gamerverse, which are all set. I'm sure they'll make more that are set in the video game universe. So the Velocity, you get to see one of the suits was the Velocity suit, so you get to see the origins behind that suit. That's why it's called Spider-Man Velocity.
Okay.
Yeah. So, which I think that that suit was actually one of the DLC suits. So it's probably set after the DLC.
Okay. Yeah. After all the silver stuff and all that.
Yeah. I'm going to assume that it's set after that, just because the Velocity suit was a DLC suit. So.
Well, I mean, I hope that that's not the whole thing that this comic is planning. Otherwise, they're going to have, 65 different comic series with all the suits you can put on in that game?
No. I don't think that's what they'll do. That'd be crazy, though. Zach, I still can't believe you haven't played this game, being a Spider-Man fan.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I haven't had the money, and then I wanted to buy other games, and yeah, I still need to play it.
You do.
Well, I know that you only download games, but, I'm pretty much done with it. You can take my disc if you want.
Well, I mean, if you weren't living in New York, you could do that.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that. I'll mail it to
him.
I was about to say, I got your back when you come here, but I mean... But I'm excited. They said it's a great game. It's a great story. To see more come from it. So it's pretty exciting. So but moving on, something that I don't find exciting. Maybe someone else finds it exciting. I just don't find this exciting. But the rumor, I thought it was real, but then the next day, English.
Next ding dang day. The next ding dang day.
Right, yeah, the ding dang day.
No, next day.
Supposedly, Robert Pattinson is going to be playing Batman in the Matt Reeves new Batman movie.
I'm fine with it.
See, I don't find it terrific, but other people are okay with it.
Here's my question that I always ask anyone about Robert Pattinson is, what do you think when you hear Robert Pattinson?
Well, I mean, this is what I'm going to try. I'm going to try to watch other things because I haven't seen him in any. I even posted a list of this other movies that he's been in since Twilight, because I've only seen him in Harry Potter and Twilight. So I need to watch more.
And that's the big thing. And I haven't seen much of his other work either, but it was just a realization that I've had. It's like, do I not like Robert Pattinson or do I not like Twilight? And you got to think about which one of those it is.
That's a good point. But as far as the rumor of Kristen Stewart playing Catwoman, I don't like Kristen Stewart. So just throw it out there.
Oh, you mean confused, lost-looking girl all the time who can only make one facial expression?
That has nothing to do with Twilight. I just fucking can't stand her.
Yeah, no. I enjoyed the movie American Ultra, and I think she only worked in it because the movie was about being confused, and that's just how she looks. So. But no, I think it'll be fine. I probably won't enjoy him as Batman, but I'm sure I can get past it because he'll be in a mask. So, did I lose everyone?
I don't know what just happened there. Why did everybody go quiet?
I know, I heard a static glitch. And is it just you and me?
I don't know, did he leave?
Nick.
Nick, are you there? Oh.
Nick.
He just messaged me and said his computer died.
What a bitch.
It
still says he's recording the call, so I'm not sure what's going on here.
Did it start recording?
There it is. It says it is now.
Okay, mine still says starting.
Oh, it says Nick is recording the call.
Hey, there we are. Cool. All right, guys. Sorry we got cut off a minute. I'm not for sure remember where it cut off. But anyway, last thing about Robert Pattinson. I'm going to watch some other movies that he's been in, so that way I can fully get a good opinion on it. Because I rushed into judgment on it. I know, but I just don't know, because I feel like he doesn't have a look to me as wise. But I guess if he's young and just starting out, like Batman Year One, then it's a little bit different, I guess. But so I just want to see. I guess I need to see more of his acting chops to be fully committed. But there's apparently the deal's not finalized yet, and Nicholas Hoult is still in the running, who plays Beast in the current X-Men movies. But I don't know if I really want him either. But I don't think he's a bad actor. I don't know.
I don't think he's. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think he's a bad actor. I just don't think he's the right fit.
Right. So I don't know. I want to see. I guess my stigma does come from Twilight, and I guess I'm rushing to judgment is just basically what I've bitched at other people about doing. So, I'm gonna. But I found a list from IGN that other movies that you should see with Robert Pattinson that he's made since then. So I think I'm gonna try to look some of those up, like on Netflix or Hulu or whatever, and so that way I can get better understanding of him.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. So.
It's at the end of the day, it's Batman. It's been told and told and told. So what's one more new face? Because I'm sure the story will be great.
Yeah. Though I just don't want really more. Worried about Pattinson even more than that, though, is that now I'm hearing rumors of the villains being like there being multiple villains and it being fucking like Penguin and Catwoman and stuff, and the Riddler will make a small appearance. I don't want to see these people.
No, yeah, we talked about this on the last one I was on.
I don't want to see them.
Yeah,
that's more what I'm mad about. That's like, if that is actually true, I'm going to be more mad about that. I don't care if Josh Gad ends up being the Penguin or not, which would be really cool. But I feel like if we're going to have like 3 people villains in it, I feel Josh Gad as Penguin is cool. I'm totally okay with that. But give me 2 other people I haven't seen.
Yeah.
And give him like a minor role where we don't see him a lot. Like what they say the Riddler is going to have a minor role. I don't want to see these people. I want to see people we haven't seen.
Right.
Give me Black Mask. Sorry. No, it's you. It's always weird because it's you play Black Mask.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
That's cool.
So, give me Black Mask. Give me anybody. Give me freaking Firefly. Give me Ra's al Ghul. Give me, even though technically I guess Liam Neeson was Ra's al Ghul, but give me, we didn't even know that till the end. So give me actual Ra's al Ghul. Give me, somebody different. Right. I don't know what to say here, but just don't give me. Batman has a huge rose gallery. Why are we doing the same ones over and over again? Why are we doing Joker, Two-Face, Riddler, Penguin, Catwoman? That's the same ones we get in every single one. Yeah. That's the ones we always get. I guess it would be okay but out of the 3, Penguin, Catwoman, and Riddler, which have been rumored, I guess, though I would like to see Josh Gad play Penguin, if I had to pick one of those, I would want to see the Riddler be redone.
Yeah.
Because we got the, Jim Carrey, goofy, campy version. And so I'd like to see him redone.
Yeah.
Out of all those. But we don't need to see Penguin again. I mean,
Right,
we don't need to see. We definitely don't need to see Catwoman be done again. Catwoman's been done every single time we get a new Batman franchise. There's a new Catwoman. We don't need Catwoman again.
Well, and even like, he was done in the very beginning of the movie, but like let's get a whole Scarecrow story,
Yeah, do something like that. Give me Mr. Freeze again.
Yeah.
I mean, like a good Mr. Freeze, not Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze, but I mean Mr. Freeze. I mean, gets a lot of bad rap now because of Batman and Robin, but like Mr. Freeze is a good character, and you can have a good story involving Mr. Freeze and the whole thing with Nora's wife. And he's a sympathetic character if you really like broke him down. He's really, because he's doing everything because of his wife.
Yeah, and it would fit perfect in today's world with if you put in the climate change crisis and all that situation. Mr. Freeze would be great for the current situation.
And I mean, if you did more comic accurate stuff, and you could have something different. And I feel like we need that. We need, if you're going to reuse villains that we've seen before, either do Riddler or Mr. Freeze, but don't give me Two-Face again. I don't care. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see, I mean, as much as I would do Two-Face if in Gotham Knights or whatever, if I had, a way. But that's just because it would be easier for me. But anyways, I don't want to see Penguin again. I really, and I definitely, Catwoman is probably number one on my list of people I don't want to see it again.
Yeah.
Because we've had so many versions of Catwoman.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm tired of Catwoman, okay? I mean, what are you going to bring to the role that Michelle Pfeiffer and Anne Hathaway haven't already brought to the role? What are you going to do to it? What are you going to do to it?
And even though the movie was bad, like even Halle Berry, like as far as story expansion goes, like you can't do much more when you've got those three that have done it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're just don't. I mean, so above all, Robert Pattinson, like I'm acknowledging my mistake of rushing into my decision of it, because I did. It's because as soon as I saw it, I started hating on it. And I mean, I'm going to give it the old college try.
Yeah.
So, but let's move on though. What we got next, Jeremiah?
We got John Wick 4 is coming May 21st, 2021, exactly 2 years after the release of John Wick 3 Parabellum, which I have not seen yet. I'm waiting to get in because I have to go see it at IMAX, because I saw the first two in IMAX, and that's the only way that I will continue this saga. But I'm excited for it. I'm glad they're continuing it. I haven't seen the third movie yet, so the only thing I can say is I count this as a spoiler, but I don't know what's going to happen, if it's a prequel, if it's more into the world with the Continental. I'm very excited for it. I love the John Wick movies. They're the action movies that nobody asked for, but everyone wants and needs. And it's really cool to know that it's going to keep going. Whether it didn't feel like it was going to go or not, like I said, I hadn't seen it. He could die at the end, and they could still announce John Wick 4, and I'd be excited for zombie John Wick killing people. But, I mean,
Zach has actually seen part 3.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
would you count this announcement as a spoiler?
I mean, I just don't want to spoil anything.
Right. I guess it would be I haven't seen the movie, but I haven't seen any of the John Wick movies. I know, whatever. Save your judgment later. But from what Zach told me, I really feel like this announcement is a spoiler. Because Zach, you saw the movie the day it came out, right?
Yeah.
He told me there was going to be a fourth one.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, he told me there was going to be a fourth one before they announced it.
Well, all right. Well, we can go ahead and get this out, even though I haven't seen it yet. But just because me and Mickey were talking about it the other night, and it's gonna piss me off if they have decided to do this. Of just let me know if is this gonna be like a Harry Potter Deathly Hallows or a Hobbit type situation where it's gonna be part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much ends like shit's about to go down, and like fucking the end of the Lord of the Rings, where like it just cuts off.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna be pissed off, is what you're saying,
Yeah.
Jeremiah? Is
I
that
was
what he's
pissed off
saying?
at
Well,
the
no,
end.
I'm
I'm
not. I won't be mad. I just don't, at least have some kind of conclusion. Don't end this in the dead middle and then say you have to wait 2 years. At least have some kind of resolution, even if
Oh no. The way that Zach said, there's no. It's not. It stops in the middle, basically.
Okay. Well, like from what you're saying, yes, it pretty much just cuts off. Like, yeah, it just ends, and
So
there's gonna be
Jeremiah's
more.
gonna be mad, basically, is what you're saying.
I mean, I was mad because I was like, yes, and then no credits.
Yes. No. Yes. No. No.
Well, okay.
I was like, John Wick's about to fuck people up, and then credits.
I'm gonna be okay with it because Harry Potter is one thing, The Hobbit was one thing, but John Wick, I am absolutely all chips across the table. I don't care what they do because I know it's going to be good. So I'm upset that there is no resolution compared to that dramatic as hell ending of John Wick 2. But if they're going to keep doing what they are doing, I think I can live with it when I go see it.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Would you have been less upset about it, even though you say you'll be okay? Would you have been less upset if they had told you ahead of time that there was going to be 2-part? There was going to be a 4, if they had announced it at the same time?
I would have been like if they had straight up came out and said like John Wick 3 Parabellum Part 1, I would have been much more okay. Because the fact of the matter is, when I'm sure Zach will attest to this, this movie has the action and stuff that you would think of a John Wick movie, but
Right. Yeah.
so I'm still going to get what I want out of it, and I'm happy that there's going to be another one. But holy crap! Like, all I can think about is the ending of that second movie where there's a worldwide contract out on him, and it's like, well, how is he going to get out of this? And now to think that I still have to wait 2 more years to figure out how he's going to get out of it.
Yeah,
That's the only upsetting part. But,
so like the ending to John Wick 2, like it ended like, okay, there probably would be like a third one or whatever, and like it doesn't have like too much of like a really heavy cliffhanger, but like when you watch 3, it's just gonna be like credits.
So basically, the 4th one is going to have to pick up, it's going to have to, like, it's the middle of
Pretty
a
much
scene.
Exactly, yeah. Pretty much exactly.
Yeah, and it's going to have to, like, go into it.
Yeah.
like what's the, I can't remember which 2 it is, but there's 2 Bond movies that you can watch with the Casino Royale and the one after that, and you can straight up watch them from ending to beginning.
Let's see. That the Casino Royale, that's the first one that Daniel Craig did, right?
Yeah, it's in the Daniel Craig series. I can't remember the one after. It's not Skyfall. What was before that?
Shit. I don't know.
But apparently 2 of those you can watch the movie, and right at the end of it, you can see the end, start the next one, and it is the exact same shot, basically. Yeah.
Cool. This we're going last bit here. We're going to speed through this last bit here of news. Speaking of movies, though, Chris Rock, of all people, is producing a spin-off to the Saw movies set to come out in 2020. So
that is just I
This is
mean,
weird to me.
yeah.
So
This
it's
is
a
weird.
spin-off and not like a reboot or like
No.
anything?
Is it a spin-off? Or quick question, Zach. So they say it's a spin-off. Does it mean it's a reboot or a sequel?
I don't know. Let's ask Brad.
Spin-off. I don't know, Brad. I don't know. Anyways, sorry, we're horrible people.
Here's my thought.
Ryan's not here.
Is this could be a Jordan Peele situation?
I mean, basically,
Yeah,
this is a
that's
Jordan
what
Peele
I had
situation.
That's what I had saw on some like articles were saying that. But
This is a Jordan Peele situation. I mean, it's the exact same thing, except that Jordan Peele hadn't been doing stuff for a long period of time before he started making horror movies, or whatever, horror, suspense, whatever you want to call them. But Chris Rock has been Chris Rock for a long fucking time. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just done the Chris Rock shtick for so long that it's more strange than Jordan Peele going to doing this.
all right,
Then-
but if Chris Rock is going into horror, can we get a movie or a TV series called Everybody Ate Chris?
Everybody ate Chris.
Yeah, you know, everybody hates Chris. Everybody ate Chris.
So like a zombie type movie.
No, man,
That's
it's like
awesome.
Saw movies. You put Saul in Hostel. I mean, you know, there's gonna be someone in there eating them.
I don't know what the spin-off means, because I mean spin-off like is it spinning off
I
one of
don't
the
know how
characters?
you
Because
can
they haven't said
spin off
anything.
Saw.
The only
way you
situation
can
I
do that
think-
is taking a character.
Well, and it'd have to be Jigsaw. It'd have to be how he came to be Jigsaw, which we kind of
didn't they do
out.
that?
But yeah, I mean, we figured
Didn't
it
they
out.
just do that?
That would be a prequel, though. That wouldn't be a spin-off.
That's true.
Yeah, and they just made a Jigsaw movie. I thought
Would a
Well,
spin-off
Jigsaw
count?
was,
it was a sequel though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was like marketed as a prequel. Like everybody thought it was gonna be a prequel, and then
But it was a
it
sequel.
turned out to be like a sequel. Yeah.
Would a
So basically, a
spin-off
spin-off
count-
would be like taking the like Amanda character, I guess, from the first few movies, and making a movie series based off of her,
Yeah.
either
or
that or
Dr. Gordon, I guess.
well, like I was gonna ask, like, would a spin-off count of the more in depth of the police investigation into Jigsaw?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I mean, haven't we seen that enough to where it would?
Yeah,
Or has
but
it
I
already
mean,
been done?
you know, like, where's the door knocking and the goddamn it, Jimmy, get the report on my desk at noon? Like, where's that? You know, that's what I want to see. But no,
So what so you're like taking like a
we're turning
Gotham-
Saw into Law and Order. That's what.
Okay, so basically, you're never going to see any of this all stuff going on. So it would be like the aftermath of the stuff.
Yeah, like the pictures slam on Jenkins' desk, and they're like, "We got another one," and then he says something Chris Rock comedy like, "Oh, here we go,"
And Chris Rock comes in and says, "I'm Chris."
He's like, "I'm Chris. I was a zebra in Madagascar." And
The first one you did was really good, but these have now took away the first part that you did. I just want to let you know.
Well,
I was about to applaud you on your Chris Rock, your improvisation or whatever
Hang
there,
on,
but then
let
you
me-
just went down.
Let me
The
get it
first
back.
one was me, wasn't it?
No, the first one was Jeremiah. Then you said stuff, and then Jeremiah went more with you.
Hang on. Here we go.
Okay, you good?
I gotta find him. And y'all keep talking. I
Okay,
gotta
cool,
I gotta hear his voice, and then I can do it.
Okay, so he's going to watch videos of Chris Rock, then to try to imitate him.
Yeah, that's the goal here.
But yeah, that's
The Academy Awards, otherwise known as the White People.
Okay, I think I got it. So here we are with this guy who's killing people with bear traps, and you gotta solve the case.
Okay, good. Okay, that's good. I like it. If this doesn't happen in the movie, I'm gonna be highly upset. Now I'm gonna be like, "This is bullshit. Where the fuck was Chris Brock asking us about bear traps?"
I think we found the new segment because I'm so bad at it. Is can Jeremiah impersonate? Every week.
So every week I'm going to find somebody that I want you to impersonate, and I'm in the show notes. Like it will just be like it'll say some news and be like in parentheses it'll say Jeremiah impersonate blah blah blah, and then that'll be it.
And then we'll just go from there.
Yeah, because since we're doing the Gears of War movie not being ever made thing, and I don't even have to put that because you automatically know where to put it. Just I will pick who I want you to improvise every week.
There we go.
And so like you will literally have to study and be ready. You can't watch movies on the fly.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Cool. We made new segment there. Yeah, I like that. Cool. That's how we do. I guess this is a wait and see moment. See what happens. I just don't know what the spinoff is going to be. I mean, I just don't understand.
That's because I feel like,
because I feel like we've seen everything that we could possibly see, and I just don't know what spinoff would have to be. But anyway, from what apparently has been said, it said that Chris Rock came to them, Lionsgate or whatever, with an idea for a spinoff, and it was so good that they just automatically gave him this franchise because his idea was so good. They're like, oh my God, here you go. Here are the rights. Do what you need to do.
He's like, look, Chris from Everybody Hates Chris gets kidnapped by Sarah. Because he didn't obey his daddy. And so Sarah is trying to teach him a lesson.
Have you ever found yourself woken up in a room, chained to a wall, with nothing but a saw and a dead body? Because we've all been there.
All right, it's Nick's turn to impersonate him.
Great impression. Wow. Bravo.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Did he leave us again?
I don't know, but if he did, it still says he's recording, so I'm moving on. Chris Rock's doing the Saw spinoff set for 2020. Will be interesting. We'll see what happens. Now we're moving on to the final segment, What You Do This Week.
Yeah.
Zach,
Nick, what you do this week?
Yeah, Nick. We'll start with Nick. Nick, what did you do this week?
Good story. All right, anyway. What I did this week, I saw... Wait, what did I do this week? Oh, yeah, I started playing Days Gone, which...
Hey, I knew that's what you were going to say.
Where'd you go?
Hey, where'd you go?
I didn't go anywhere. I was here. I heard everything you fucking said. So basically what I found out is I can unplug my headset and then plug it back in, and it works.
Okay.
Anyway, what I did this week, yes, I saw Days Gone. Also saw John Wick, but Days Gone,
Is it good?
Yeah,
I was telling Nick earlier, I'm a coin flip on that game.
It's a pretty good game. I mean, if it was a spin-off of Call of Duty, it would have got a 10 out of 10. So, but no, I mean, it does have like its glitches, and then like in the beginning, there's some like in between cutscenes, there's like a loading screen, so it kind of like displaces the story a little bit. Like you kind of get thrown back out of the world, like because it's just a random loading screen. But
yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I like it. It just kind of reminds me. I mean, it kind of plays similar to Uncharted, and I mean, it's kind of like Far Cry, where you just go to all these places and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's pretty fun to me, and I love zombies. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So, isn't it like a 60-hour campaign, Zach, or something, right?
That's what I read. It was like 60 hours. I'm like, damn, that's a long ass game.
That's what. Whenever I said that, Jeremiah was like, "Dear God."
Yeah. Mainly,
But,
it was a lot
I
of
mean-
excitement more than
I
exertion.
mean, the map is huge. Like, if you look at the map, like it's so big. And I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just a good game from what I played so far.
We were
And-
and we had talked about how it's like critic reviewed as repetitive and mediocre, but like fan reviewed as good.
Yeah, all the fan reviews I see are like near 10. So yeah, like on PlayStation.com, the reviews is it's like goes up to 5, and I think it's 4.9 out of like 1,000 reviews. So
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So basically, I mean, it's coming full circle here on many things we said. You can't trust what critics say anymore.
I don't trust IGN anymore. I just don't want like they just give shit reviews now. Like I just can't do it no more.
The only reason I still follow IGN is because that's where we get a lot of our news that we talk about on the show. But that's just because they post everything as soon as it happens. That's why I still follow it. So that way I can I don't really read what they have to say about the stuff. I just see the headlines basically, and I share the post on our page. And the only reason I share the post on the page is just for the headlines, because I know people are not going to read the articles anyway. Because
Right.
I'm pretty much, yeah. So basically, and it also is just for a way for us to know what we're going to be talking about on the next show.
Let me ask you this: is IGN the next movie pilot?
I swear, they may be. We talk about that all the time. Inside thing. There,
Does
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah even know who movie pilot was?
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I mean, I know I've heard it, but
No,
it was
they
anyways.
were just like it was just like a site that had news and other entertainment articles, and they were just so shitty.
They were-
and
They were not.
ran out of
It was not
business.
real stuff. Most of the stuff was not real.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it was not like just. It was just like source from blah 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 said that blah 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 is gonna be blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I know I used a lot of blahs, but you get it.
No, yeah, no, I totally get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it was just
so-
basically. It's just a junk. They went under. But Jeremiah, what did you do this week?
Quite a bit. Let's see. The other day there was a crazy fire that was like squatters, homeless people in a abandoned house, and it just got absolutely disgusting fighting it because it got fully involved. And when we got it down defensively to go in and make an attack, they were like using igloo ice coolers as a latrine, and so it was just like shit flying through the air as we were spraying water. And so that was, I mean, it was disgusting. And so that was my crazy work story. But the biggest news is on Tuesday, Mickey and I went and had our ultrasound. Well, her ultrasound. I was just there.
I saw that.
And it turns out that we did a prediction video where we let our dog run outside and
Saw
choose
that.
between two bowls of food, one stating boy and one stating girl. And the dog ended up eating out of the girl bowl, and we are having a little girl. So that is the big
man.
news. Is
Right.
Black Mascot. Yep.
Yeah, dude, I didn't. I kept on refresh. I hadn't even seen that on your page because I hadn't seen confirmation of that. So
We haven't confirmed it. This is breaking news. Actually.
breaking news.
Breaking
Wow.
news.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
assumed
nice
you were
having
doing
a-
like one of those gender reveal things.
Nope.
So-
No, that was we put the disclaimer in the big ass dramatic video that it wasn't. It was just a prediction, not a.
No,
not a-
no. I saw the dog thing. I just thought
Oh.
you were going to end up doing a gender reveal.
No.
That's
no.
why I hadn't seen anything about it.
Yeah, no, we didn't do a big reveal. We're because mainly the big reason on that is we're trying to stay as neutral as we can on as far as like gifts and things like that we end up getting, and we don't want to be like pinked out or blued out or anything like that. So we're
Yeah, because people do that. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like what's with all the frills, but So yeah, we're having a girl.
Dude, congrats.
Thank you. It kind of fits. We were thinking about it. We were going in very indifferent. I didn't have a preference on what we wanted or what I wanted, but because being first kid and all. But it fits best. We met on stage doing a musical, theatrical. Dad being firefighter, and so just a little girl kind of fits the family best, I think.
Yeah, I'm super excited for you, man.
Yeah, it'll be great. And it works out great because my brother had a girl last year, so we're not going to have to worry too much about buying clothes.
That always works out good.
Yeah. So that's my, what I did this week was big house fire and found out my baby's ginger.
Well, I figured that's what you were going to say, Steph. But I was going to ask you, because I saw you post a little bit about it. How was that Plague Tale or whatever you played?
Yes, I forgot that I finished that before last week's episode, which I wasn't on. That is an incredible game. Zach will be able to understand that it's a lot. It has a Days Gone feel to it so it's a game set in the era of the Black Plague. It takes an insanely hard turn on what's actually happening. But when the plague rats come out and they're chasing you and everything, it feels like the trailers look for the swarms of how the zombies were running. Like if you've seen World War Z, when they're just like a mountain of zombies making their way up the wall in Jerusalem, it is like, that's how the rats move, and it is amazing.
Yeah. I saw you raving about it online, and I had not heard about it, and I had saw where it had come out like a couple weeks ago. And we never mentioned it on the show. I guess I didn't see it as a notable release because I hadn't heard anything about this game until you mentioned it at all.
It's awesome.
So I was but it's only $40 on the PlayStation Store. So I thought that was pretty cool. So and it just came out. So
it's absolutely worth every penny. It's a great game. They say that single player campaigns are dying, but this is one of those ones. I think the post that I put was single player campaigns are going away, and then this game came and said hold my rats. And
yeah, that's what you said.
It is just absolutely incredible.
But I've been seeing little bitty advertisements for it on articles and stuff that I've read, just like like a little box of which says the game title and stuff like that. I've seen it since you've said something about it. I was like, God, now I'm seeing this game everywhere. So I was looking into it, but I just got too much on my plate right now. It's something I'm gonna eventually have to get into because I like stories. So
yeah,
and plus the last thing you said that was a good story that I played was What Remains of Edith Finch, and I love that game. So I'm gonna trust your judgment until you teach me wrong. So.
No, it's crazy good. The reviews are accurate. It feels a lot like Tomb Raider as far as some of the stealth and crafting things, but so it does get a little repetitive in the certain aspects of the gameplay as far as sneaking around and things like that. But when it comes to the big moments and the puzzles that you have to solve and the story that it's telling, it's about. You could probably beat it in about 8 or 9 hours. I beat it in 2 days because that's all I did on my off days, and I loved every second of it. And it's one of those where I wanted to finish it quickly because I want to know what's happening, but I'm sad that I finished it so quickly. And it's an awesome game.
Cool. We'll have to check that out. But congrats on the baby girl.
Thank you.
And yeah, so I always like whenever you do what you do this week because it's like all of it's so different from everything. So none of it goes together. It's just all your personal life, work life, and video game life, or whatever you're doing entertainment wise. None of it goes together. It's just this is all different.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll finish it up, and if my mic cuts out at any time, can you all guys just tell me so I can unplug and plug it back in?
Yes.
Okay, because I can still hear you when it happens. Anyways, what you do this week? I haven't gotten to Days Gone yet, even though I got it too, because me and Zach share games on accounts, and so He also did get Red Dead Redemption 2, which I know way off the boat on that one. It's been out for a while, but I played a little bit of online with him. We haven't done any Brokeback Mountain stuff on there though. Just anyway, in case you're wondering. We do have a posse called the Blind Bandits. If you want to join our posse, so join our posse. I played that a little bit. I enjoyed it. You know, we're big Blackout fans on Call of Duty Black Ops 4, even though we talk shit about Call of Duty a lot. Blackout, we've had fun on that a lot. But as far as something new they've done this week, I finally watched through the entire first season of Game of Thrones. So it's not a show that I have never hopped on it with everybody else. Never got into the hype of the train and rode along with everybody. I just waited. Now that it ended, I was like, whatever. Well, I found out that my stepdad had all the seasons. So I took like, 6 or seasons, I think he had of DVDs. So I took them all. And I was like, I'm going to watch these. And so I'm just going to throw out some unpopular opinions here. So feel free to be crucified at any time. I don't care. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy the show. I don't get the hype. And I mean, I understand somebody wanted to say something to me about how they didn't like so many shows, and they just happen to say some of my favorite shows on there, but that's all. It's like they knew what shows that I liked and try to like make it seem how like they don't like the shows that I like and how whatever. I mean, I don't want to play pettiness like that, but you know, whatever. I mean, we can like different stuff. It's okay. The reason I'm not saying that it's not okay for you guys to like Game of Thrones. I mean, I understand that people don't like what I like. You know, I watch Flash and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Gotham and stuff like that. I mean, I understand because my shows are for a niche audience, you know? So, I mean, I understand what my superhero stuff is not going to be liked by everybody.
Right.
That's understandable, okay? What I just don't understand is that Game of Thrones was so hyped as the most popular show there was ever done, like Bret Hart, you know, of TV shows. The best there ever was, the best there ever was, the best there will ever be is how Game of Thrones has been described to me as, okay?
Yeah.
And it's like people have said, when you start watching Game of Thrones, you're going to be hooked from the beginning and you're going to love the show, right? I just didn't. It was, Zach, how long do you think I've been watching this first season? Like a month?
Something like that.
Something like that. I've literally had to, because I've had to force myself to watch it. Because I'm like, I'm going to get through, because I've had to force myself to watch stuff before and end up liking it like midway through the first season and like, oh, this is really good. And I was like that with Arrow. I didn't like the first half of Arrow season 1, and then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was the same type of way for me, you know. But eventually, because I feel like writers and stuff need to, you know, with a cast and writers and all that stuff, they need to come together as a team, and it takes a moment to blend in. But it was just because the way that people described Game of Thrones to me, I thought it was going to be different. And I mean, I got through all the season and I still feel the same way. So, but I mean, not everything's for everybody. But I think mainly though, maybe I don't like medieval shit. So I'm not.
Well, what happened
you know,
with me is I ended up seeing the whole series at work, and it was
Mhm.
through them watching it, and it was episode by episode. So I got all the major points, and I enjoyed it through that. But when I tried to sit there and catch up and watch it on my own, then I couldn't do it, just like you.
Yeah, it drags a lot, and as I said, I don't know if it's just because I don't like medieval stuff or what it is exactly about it. I can't really tell you. But I mean, like, I'm not into the whole knights and dragons and stuff. Dragons are cool or whatever, but I mean, it's not like something like I really care about. Dragons aren't enough to save medieval times for me. And I mean, that's really what I feel like Game of Thrones is like medieval times in a sense. I mean, they're jousting and all kinds of shit. Obviously, they have armor, like, that's nice. I mean, kings, stuff like that. Kingdoms, whatever. It's medieval. All right? Whatever way you want to spin it. It's medieval shit, basically. And, I mean, that's just not me. Like, I'm not into Elder Scrolls. I'm more of a Fallout fan. And the reason being, even though they're pretty much like the same, almost same exact thing, just different storylines and stuff like that, it mainly because of that is because of medieval stuff. It's just not, I'm not into swords and all that junk. It's just not for me. But I don't know if that's, I don't feel like that's the exact problem. I just feel like the show is just overhyped. And I really feel like people take, like you said, highlights. Basically, okay, so you watched it highlights, but yet whenever you watched it on your own, it was hard. It was hard for you to get through, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because as a whole, I feel like the show isn't really strong. Now, highlights. If I was watching a highlights version of it, an abridged version of Game of Thrones season 1, I'd probably like it because there was some of it that was okay and would be good. But like if I was watching the Dragon Ball Z Kai version of Game of Thrones, like they made Game of Thrones Kai version and cut out a lot of bullshit, I'd probably enjoy it more. But I just feel like there was more bullshit than highlights. I don't know. But as I said, it's a personal preference. So anybody is free to crucify me, whatever you want to do. As I just didn't understand. I just didn't understand why, to me, because all these people that like the same shows as me and stuff told me that Game of Thrones were going to be good and stuff, and I didn't enjoy it because I expected to enjoy it. You know, I expected it to be a good show because, I mean, these top-rated shows, I mean, they're good, supposed to be top-rated shows for a reason, and I just don't understand why it's a top-rated show. Like, I feel like it should only be liked by a niche audience, not the entire world. I mean, and I understand there's a lot of people that haven't seen Game of Thrones, but I'm just saying that as far as viewership-wise, if you ask people how many people have seen Game of Thrones, a huge group of those people are going to raise their hands more than if you ask them a bunch of other shows. I guarantee you that more of them have seen Game of Thrones and like Game of Thrones. I just don't understand why. Because I feel like it should be for a niche audience and it isn't. And I don't know why. I don't know. I just don't see the hype.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything wrong with the show as far as like horrible acting or anything bad writing or anything like that.
Right.
I can't point out those flaws to you. It just could not keep my attention.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you what was wrong with it. Like, this guy sucked as an actor. I mean, it's got Sean Bean in it. So, I mean, or 8 or 9 episodes of it, it does.
Yeah.
But the writing isn't bad. I mean, it's HBO show. I mean, the writing's going to be good. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Man. That's basically my 2 cents about it.
Well, that was a lot.
Well,
So it was probably like 50 cents.
It was more like $1 bill.
But anyway, that's how I feel about it. I'm going to probably give all the seasons back to my dad. So,
If you want to watch a good HBO show, just watch like Barry or Silicon Valley are really good shows.
Yeah, I saw where you talked about Barry, and then I saw an article on IGN that said now that Game of Thrones is over, why are we not talking about Barry? So I feel like I'm going to give that a shot. But something I'll end up talking about in the future is I'm going to talk about Shameless because I've been watching that and I love that show. So totally different than anything else I watch, but God, it's good. But anyway, that's all I got. Anybody else got anything for this week?
No, that pretty much covers it for me.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I want to thank everybody for sitting and listening to 2 hours of us talking about shit, basically. Our normal nerd entertainment lives. And hope you got some enjoyment out of the show. So glad to have you part of the show full time or partial, part time, whatever.
Yeah.
I just say you're our fourth host, Jeremiah. To be honest with you, I'm not really gonna have when I've decided that this week that I'm not going on the weeks that you're not here. I'm not gonna go looking for someone, but if someone wants to be on the show, I'll just put them on a week that if they're like, hey, can I be on your show sometime? I'll be like, sure, you can be on there when Jeremiah's not on there. I'm not looking for a fourth host every week that you're not on the show anymore. You're our fourth host, and we'll get fill-ins if somebody wants to be on the show. But so I just tell people we got four hosts. You're one of them. You just take a break.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah. So, but thanks so much for being on the show with us every week now, or whatever. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
And you really help move the show along, and so we're glad to have you.
I've been having a blast, and I love it.
Yeah, I was really I was so thrilled and excited and a little bit surprised whenever I said something to you, and you just were like, "Yeah, that sounds like a great idea," or whatever you said. In messages, I didn't know it was going to be that easy to get you on the show on a full-time basis like that.
Yeah. Well,
I
no
didn't
worries
know.
there, because I do nothing on my off days, so we're set. I mean, at least until October. So.
Right. That's okay. I got a baby too. It's all right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I just do the thing during nap time, and then if she happens to wake up, I just put on Teen Titans Go, and she watches it.
Perfect.
Yeah, her mom doesn't like that she likes that show, but hey, it's not my fault. It is, but it's not my fault. It's not my fault that she likes it.
She wants a
It's my fault
child
that
that
it's not.
doesn't like superheroes.
Right. She wants a girly girl, you know, one that likes princesses and dancing and ballerinas and I don't know. What else do girls like?
Glitter.
Glitter. God, I hate glitter. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for listening to episode 22. As always, go find us on all our platforms. Go find us on our social media pages. If you don't remember what those are, they're in the link on the page on Podbean, where you can see all our links to find all our social media pages and all the platforms that we're on. Go listen to us. Let us know what you think. Leave us a review on iTunes or on our Facebook page. We're sitting at a 5 on reviews on iTunes. We only have 1. I mean, hey. 5 stars, so sounds good to me. And but yeah, let us know what you think about the show, and we'll continue to keep on keeping on. You know what I'm saying? This is when someone was supposed to say someone's supposed to say life's a garden, dig it. But all right,
Life's
guys,
a garden, dig it
there you go. #good stuff
today.